MauLer, I really hope EFAP will be going over YMS creepy furry stuff. If you do, please invite Nick.
No, we really don't like doing shit like that. It's too creepy, too real. If you want, Nicholas DeOrio's covered it on his streams. If you guys want to have someone hold your hand through a scary world, put it that way.
He sings, he dances. What else do you do? Don't stop, keep going.
You write books?
I have a food channel.
Oh, you did? Wait, you do? This is actually news to me.
I actually didn't know you had a food channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to talk to you about EFAP. EFAP number 248 specifically. Talking to Your Movie Sucks about his criticism of Critical Drinker. So tonight we obviously went through all the Rob's media responses. We saw YMS's response to the response to the response, going through all of the current drama. But I think it's important to showcase that his argumentation and the quote-unquote good faith that he has shown thus far also kind of happened here. It's also another fun excuse to watch EFAP on stream. So what happened was, in the context of this, YMS was looking to make a video, or maybe he was like frustrated about an in real life interaction that he had with somebody he found out was a fan of Critical Drinker. So on his stream, he picked a conversation with Russell Crowe that Critical Drinker had to then kind of explain his argumentation as to why he doesn't like Drinker in a lengthy segment uploaded to his stream highlights channel. This pissed off the EFAP audience, and MauLer actually does a weekly podcast called Open Bar with Critical Drinker that he did the other night, even though MauLer did like a 9-hour bottle and a half vodka Bloodborne explain the entire plot of Game of Thrones drinking stream. I have no idea how this guy was still alive to do that, but it was insane. One of the most gaming athletic things I've ever seen. You need to go check out that Bloodborne stream. It was insane. But anyways, yeah, YMS had this crash out. This was his Bo Blaxian fireside chat where he did stay on for over 8 hours to debate this video.
Listening to old YMS and then talking to new YMS about old YMS. That's the plan.
So YMS is in the call, okay? We got the EFAP crew, MauLer, Fringy, and Rags, and they are talking to him while reacting to the YMS Critical Drinker video.
All right, here's one.
July 26th?
I have not commented on the Critical Drinker publicly, but there's been a lot of talk.
Oh, and if you think we're watching 9 hours, we're not. I have this comment here that will take us to specific topics that we'll jump around and hear some argumentation from all this stuff. But again, I recommend supporting the official release on this because you won't be finding all of that here with me.
From people on like the Sardonicast subreddit, and like he's definitely...
Wait,
is there an option to do 1.25 or...
Okay, so yeah, they're going to talk here about changing the speed a little bit.
Like we're saying...
Because obviously it's going to take a while, which it does. It definitely does.
I mean, you don't need my permission because we're providing substantive commentary and criticism over top of it. And
hard to believe that the worst of it happened offline as well, Rag said. Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Thanks,
transforming the use of it.
Thanks for going with the meme, but you are correct.
I was expecting to just go no, and then we move on.
Jesus.
You claim to care about rape. And
Thank
you're
you,
hyping up a
fake
dude
name.
who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
Thank you so much.
We don't actually, yes, that is true.
Yeah,
we don't need the permission of the copyright holder to friends. That is true. That is correct.
Now, I forgot the context of this, Rags. You might have it for me. I'm not sure where the copyright situation comes up. I don't know. I guess I don't know the time frame here. August 12th, 2023. Because I assume a previous episode, was it one of the Hassan Piker ones? What was the copyright thing?
Responding to questions with
correct. Because I know they talk about copyright at the end, but I didn't hear that part yet. Is it Hassan?
Yes.
Yeah, Rags.
Oh, this is the Hassan J drama. Oh, you guys had a good month. Oh, wow, you guys had a good month on topics.
That's good. That's good. That's great. All right.
He's definitely a subject of conversation when it comes to online film reviewers because he seems to embody this sort of... If you want my full perspective of like art and viewing art and your experience with art, it's really just like anybody can have their own experience, right? And so I've always been open to this idea of like, you know, even if somebody comes at a film from a completely...
He's going to kind of get into it. It's a little open-winded in the beginning. Is it open-winded? Is that wrong?
Different perspective.
Long-winded. Long man-winded in the beginning.
As me, I'm kind of interested in, you know, especially why the Critical Drinker has like such a large audience you know, why it's relating to so many people.
I think from a charitable perspective, all of us can somewhat empathize with what YMS is, what he's I don't know. I personally am tired of culture war in movies and gaming and all forms of media. It feels like in some cases there are people who want to talk about politics
I recommend watching
more than they
Nicholas
want to talk
DeOrio's
about
latest video.
the actual piece of media that's there, right? That is a frustrating thing. But when you put on blinders and you only look at like one specific side of that issue, you leave yourself open for a lot of criticism.
He got like a Russell Crowe interview. Like Russell Crowe loves his shit.
Oh my god.
Got him
2 interviews with 2 Russells.
It's true. He
That's
just needs
true.
to complete the trifecta now.
I think it's
Because think about it. And I hate to do the centrist both sidesing the issue, but if only one side brought up politics every single time a piece of media came out, people would just bully them into stopping doing that. You know what I mean? Like if, oh God, you're doing X, Y, and Z again. If this was a one-sided thing, people would have just they would have just pushed back against it. But no, everyone kind of gets involved.
fetish.
to make sure it was Russell Crowe and not somebody else. Hold on. Yeah, like Russell Crowe, like just flat out watches his shit, which is like really interesting. And so like I think after a certain point, like they're having like a full on interview here, right?
And I think if I remember correctly, MauLer's criticism of this. Oh wait, hold on. No, I'm not even going to say it. It's going to happen in like 2 seconds.
At a certain point, regardless of how much a lot of people might not like the critical drinker, I think it's important to try and understand why he's connecting with people.
So to do that, I found the most specifically targeted video that I'm going to have tons of problems with, and that will be how I expose you to the critical drinker. I think it's worth taking a look and seeing why people like this guy. So I'm going to play the Russell Crowe interview.
To try and understand what it is about him that is speaking to people in such a particular way, or the fact that like, he's got like almost 2 million subs.
Absolutely.
dude, I've never heard a guy constantly reiterate, I'm actually doing good faith right now. Are you aware how good faith I am? I'm very good faith right now.
Absolutely. The one thing I'm curious about, though, is why would you want to look at an interview with Russell Brand rather than watch, say, like...
It's not even Russell Crowe, it's Russell Brand. I'm actually just completely brain dead.
2 or 3 of his videos.
Because
Wait, is it not Russell Crowe?
Because a lot of...
Is Russell Crowe and Russell Brand the same person? Oh. Alexa, is Russell Crowe and Russell Brand the same person?
Russell Crowe is a New Zealand-born actor born in 1964, known for films like Gladiator and A Beautiful Mind. Russell Brand is an English comedian and actor born in 1975, known for his roles in Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Arthur.
Thank
They are
you.
two distinct
Alexa,
individuals.
stop. Wait, like, hey, Arthur? Like the cards. I should have asked him a follow-up question. Sorry.
what people will post on like Reddit and all this other stuff is just like clips from those videos. And I've
Listen, I really like the new Marvel movies. After I get off, I'm going to go watch Marvel Zombies.
seen a few of them, and a lot of the times he'll say something and people will be like, oh, but he's like playing a character. And I don't know, I wouldn't begin to know like which exact videos to watch to get like the best sort of like representative pie of...
Yeah, dude. Hey, how come you picked a video you know you're going to like strongly disagree with to kind of make this argument if you're being so good faith? Well, I wouldn't know what videos to pick from, so I just picked the one I knew I'd have the most problems with.
what he is, right? Whereas
I couldn't possibly know these things.
in an interview, again, I didn't go into this with the premise of like, let me try to understand everything about Critical Drinker.
Dude, he heard Drinker go away now, and he got like really mad. He's like, don't tell me to leave my fucking chair.
I was mostly just
Where
interviewing.
the fuck am I supposed to go? They shut down my furry convention.
Interested about this interaction between him and Russell Brand, and just wanted to provide like a little
It's Russell Brand. It's not Russell Crowe. I'm just stupid. Russell Crowe is the one from Gladiator, right?
bit of context before clicking
That's the Gladiator.
on it about what my thoughts on Critical Drinker are, or what my expectations, or relative degrees of like familiarity or unfamiliarity are, just to give some context before I start the video, right? So
I'm so good faith. Let me just give some context.
yeah,
dude, YMS is just like, you ever watch the Jax Films video where he's like, let me just add some protein. Let me just add some protein real quick. Before we get started, let me add some protein. He's like that, but with context in videos. Before we get started, the first thing you need to do is add some context. And then after we add some context, we add some context. Oh, we're going to watch the video now, but hold on, pause after 1 second because we have to add some context.
I mean, I've seen a few of his videos, but I don't know. So if you like click on my channel, like a lot of
if you click on my channel, you'll find some more context.
I don't know what is even representative of my content in terms of like by
Dude, if you look at my channel, you won't find any interviews with Russell Brand, and that's why I am better than him.
a volume, like maybe by frequency, it's a lot of like in theater reviews that I don't really put a lot of like heavy amount of like
his brain is like short circuiting. He has no idea how to answer MauLer's question.
Research or time spent editing or constructing or jokes into, but they're just, you know, recommendations for things in theaters. But you know,
so anyways, the reason why I chose this interview was
point of my channel would be like the full YMS reviews, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I would
you say
personally
that like the
recommend
selling
that.
point
Dude, well, it's like, yeah, so I would pick one of his videos he's known for, yeah.
of his channel would be his Why Modern Movies Sucks videos. Would you say that
No, it's got to be
like
the
the selling
coverage
point?
of sort of the mainstream successes and failures of Hollywood, I would argue. So, like, if you watched his Dial of Destiny video,
Now, I think at this point, I don't think YMS knew that MauLer was like close friends with Critical Drinker. Who I don't know how close they actually. I know they do a weekly podcast together, so that's YouTube close friends, you know.
combined with maybe like a Dead Reckoning, and then something like The Whale, that would probably give you a good selection of how he praises, how he criticizes, and then when he goes off the beaten track slightly. I know it's an Oscar winner, but I think he covered it before that, so is that at the very least?
Okay. Yeah, I will say before we
By the way, hold on. Before we get started, I have to add some context really quickly.
even get to it, like the one thing that I'm definitely giving you guys a point on is like
Dude, this is so awkward. They literally haven't started talking yet. This is so fucking awkward.
I made this video. I was under the impression that like his recommendations were purely limited to the ones with recommends in the title, and then between, you know, you messaging me and me
Okay, what he's talking about here, but first let me add some context, is what he's saying is that Drinker has like normie taste and he needs to expand his film knowledge and start watching some of the real films that Hollywood won't show you.
being on this stream.
He's a normie, dude. He hasn't even watched fucking Ferret Gets Stuffed 3. Of course, the animated release.
You know, I scrolled down the channel a bit.
His media diet. Yes, that's the quote. His media diet.
You know, trying to see if I could maybe get in like one or two more videos before having this conversation. And I noticed that there's other videos where he's like recommending other films that are just not, you know,
This is right before media literacy. Oh my god, media literacy is my least favorite term.
scrolled down the
As an avid Marvel viewer, okay?
list using the search term recommends because I thought that that's how he categorized his videos, but there are a bunch more. And also, I will also say this.
Didn't Drinker recommend The Last of Us Season 1? Or am I smoking crack, right? Am I Xander Hall's girlfriend right now? Am I YMS for a short period of time? I could have sworn he did a Drinker's Recommends on literally the Season 1 of The Last of Us with Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal leading the show. That's like the one that I remember most recently. Now, he didn't like the second season. Even people who liked the game didn't like the second season.
I read the
And I had tons of problems with Season 1.
title of Boiling Point, but I got it confused with the movie Hard Boiled. And Boiling Point is a lesser known movie that I haven't seen yet that I would like to.
A brilliant film that I highly recommend.
Yes,
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a winner, right?
Yes, and
Like
it's
a
a pretty
one-shot?
impressive one, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes, very impressively.
I've never even heard of Boiling Point, which means it's better than anything I've watched this year.
The Lion King video,
Uh-oh!
they're like, I got half an hour. I'd be like, maybe half an hour of the Lion King video would quite capture what they can get from you, at least why I would.
Yeah, I think that if they want to get your content down, they should watch your Lion King video. That kind of tells everybody what they need to know. True? Actually true?
Argue you're popular compared. Like, it's not that people don't like your
We need to see the Scar content, though.
your
You want to see how I got this scar? He pulls up a mutilated corpse of a fucking stuffed animal with 60 holes inside of it.
quickie reviews, but I don't think people think of that at your best.
No, I would say that like the stuff that gets the views and the stuff that like sells the channel is a lot of what is on the most viewed tab for me. But there's also stuff that I personally really like. I really value the like yearly list videos. I think that those are.
You know who does yearly list videos really good? A Dose of Buckley. Unironically, his media reviews, I've been watching them for like a decade. Is top 10 worst song list videos I watch every year.
Very useful for people and like well presented generally. I haven't done one in a while, but I'm trying my best to catch up on that. And then like certain analysis series like Synecdoche, New York, again, got to catch up on it. But
Russell Brand, if you wanted to understand Drinker, because
Okay, here. So now after all this monologuing, doesn't really matter, nobody asked shit.
I guess all I'm trying to say here is that I would have advised against checking out his interview with Russell Brand if you wanted to understand Drinker.
Is that not the perfect response to all that random bullshit that YMS just said? So anyways, I guess the thing that I was trying to say was like, hey, you probably should have looked at his content if you wanted to criticize his content, you know?
Because this is going to be, as you'd expect, several questions delivered by someone who doesn't know who he is, not really looking for him to answer them, as opposed to just having him say stuff and then moving on.
So are you like, do you share my perspective that Russell Brand is kind of like a grifter?
I'm not going to.
Well, like, wouldn't that be playing towards MauLer's perspective?
Go that far. I just because I'm not familiar enough with his stuff, I just wouldn't recommend this as a good dive into. If me and
Dude, he keeps trying to change the subject, and MauLer's just like, no, this is a pretty simple process here. If you wanted to, like, I guess become knowledgeable on Drinker, you should probably watch his content.
Drinker did an interview. Maybe I would recommend that because I would be desperate to get all the information.
Yeah, and if Russell Brand is a fucking complete hack, what does it have to do with Critical Drinker? Issues that you have with Critical Drinker even aside.
Out of him, but even then, I'd probably just go for his actual video.
Is this wrong think? Hey, YMS, do you have a problem with wrong think? Dude, there are two animals among us, okay? On one hand, there are those gosh darn people who can't fuck their ferrets. That he'll be dropping 10 years ago, YMS would have been dropping tears for those people, okay? On the other end of the spectrum, you have the people who, I guess, watch Critical Drinker. Fuck those people.
Videos, you know, like 3 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems like a thought crime.
short. His typical videos.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that. It's like they're like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah. People
I don't know, 'cause
question
I feel
marking.
like-
I don't know anything about Russell Brand.
At the end of the at the end of the stream on that day, I'm trying to imagine like the alternate universe where I was like, oh, I'm gonna go through like 4 or 5 of Critical Drinkers videos or something.
Dude, just say, yeah, I should have did that, or no, I guess I think I got enough from that. Like, he just can't concede anything.
Right? I feel like that.
He just keeps stumbling through this conversation awkwardly, and you're wondering, like, how the fuck does this reach 9 hours? Actually, maybe you're not. Maybe you understand it now.
Maybe it would be this way, maybe it wouldn't be, but like,
dude, we've been talking about MauLer said this shit like 7 minutes ago, as like a hey, this is like a good point to bring up here. We're still going through the dialogue tree, trying to navigate around it.
My feelings about it is like, I feel like that would appear as more of like a kind of a deliberate like searching for a particular
Wait, hold on. He's saying that if he watched 3 or 4 of Drinker's videos, that would appear like he's going out of his way to search for things to get mad at, not like, I don't know, pulling up the interview with Russell Brand? What are you talking about?
Like kind of a deliberate like searching for a particular outcome sort of thing, whereas like my understanding of like just a full interview, even if it is with Russell Brand, you know, like
Dude, someone in chat wrote Rags is desperately holding back the urge to comment, and Rags, I swear to God, within seconds was like, yes, I am.
you're kind of just given, it's like a podcast format where you're given like any number of
kind of free
I didn't know this guy was an acrobatic. You wouldn't know.
opportunities and time to just kind of like
No iDubbbz today. No, we're going after his friends.
explain your positions on things. And based on what he explained in this interview, and I guess we'll just keep playing the video, but like based on what he explained in this video, it's like, I don't know.
Hold on, but first let me add some context.
Oh, there's some things where if he didn't mean that, then he didn't say it, you know. And if
You know what? That's a great point, YMS. If he meant that, well, he didn't
What's
say
the
it.
name of the guy?
If he didn't mean what he said, well, that's not what came out of his mouth.
Mr. Oreo.
Guys, you know why we're watching this now? Do you know why? Do you know why we're watching?
if he didn't mean that, then he didn't say it, you know. And if
Yo, that's exactly what it felt like when I was watching your video about like why people should or shouldn't have sex with animals. That's actually, dude. Yeah, I was just watching this crazy Silent Hill 2 gameplay. Thank you.
There's a KFC in Yemen.
Oh,
Monkey Island, the navigator head in the catacombs. Russell Brand.
there's somewhere else on his channel that he meant something different, then I would like to be pointed towards it. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll get to it when we get there.
It's just, yeah. All I'm saying is that Russell Brand's not. No offense to him. Again, don't know much about him.
he's not critical drinker.
Don't think he's listening that hard. He's like, it's a guest. I have to ask them sort of basic questions as well as stuff that relates to Russell's.
This is like when, well, okay, it's not exactly the same. Remember, like Alex Jones interviewed Ricky Berwick, and then people were on Twitter saying that Ricky Berwick is a neo-Nazi. Do you remember that?
Interest in him to
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
some extent, but
Hey guys, I'm back from the Unalive Boys concert. What did it miss?
I don't even wait. I actually don't know what you're referencing there. The Unalive. What is it? What is that? Actually, you probably can't type it.
I think you even notice like there's some answers
Is there a thing called like, I don't know.
the drinker gives that you could easily ask him
Is SB a thing?
more, but Russell
I've never heard of that before.
Brand just moves on because he's an interviewer. He's just like, all right, time to do this, time to this. Even to the extent I'm not sure he notices whether or not his question was fully answered sometimes because it's just presented as you speak now.
There's at least one question where he asked him again, like later in the interview, right?
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I do
But
think
he kind of just provided the same answer too.
He not only pays somewhat attention, but he also seems to actually have some level of investment in Drinker's channel. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's just that there's a dynamic happening, and they got
Wait, do you think like, makes you think about it, doesn't it?
to keep things moving. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
He's got almost 2 million subs. Like the guy's doing.
So, all right. MauLer asked him, well, if you wanted to get like a good litmus test for who Critical Drinker is, why not watch his videos? And that is the synopsis right here, is what he just said.
To keep things moving. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. He's got almost 2 million subs.
That's the end of that, I guess, that dialogue, unless they keep going back into it. Like that's the end of that dialogue tree.
It's like the guy's doing fucking great, and most of what he's talking about is essentially just like Hollywood's woke, right? And
So is it not?
I get it now. We made the mistake of listening to YMS words when talking about bestiality, when we should have been reading between the lines and reading the words he wasn't saying. But that's literally his argument right now. It's so funny. And he'll probably tell you that he was right in both cases. He would tell you he's right when he talks about Drinker, and he's still right when he talks about bestiality, even though you literally cannot be in both places at once.
Strange that you said that while also conceding you haven't really seen any of his videos other than maybe...
He'll tell you 500 reasons on why some niche bullshit that doesn't matter is actually the deciding factor in how both of these things are correct.
Did you say like 3 or 4?
From the sample size that I have checked. And when I say that I have checked out, like I don't mean like, oh, I clicked on a video that in a thread of people dunking on him or something. Like I've clicked on some of his videos out of curiosity. I've went to his channel and
wait, so you clicked on multiple videos out of curiosity and you just found the Russell Brand one?
And clicked on some random ones and, you know, maybe not finished every one of them because it's not really my thing, but
so you're knowledgeable about his work and you probably could have given an accurate...
Perhaps perhaps we find some disagreement with me using the term woke. But I think that I don't know if we're going to disagree that much that we're kind of talking about the same thing, right? Like he has an entire...
I have a feeling if I asked Critical Drinker what his position on lolicon is, his answer would be, go away now. You know, I feel like I think you guys probably disagree on more than you realize.
Video on how men are...
You claim to care about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
My favorite part of all of this is they keep referring to the interview with Russell Brand, but the interview is with Russell Crowe, and they still get it wrong with Russell Crowe on the screen. You're even doing it, Nick.
Wait, I got tricked by them. It is Russell Crowe? That's insane, because I literally started with Russell Crowe, and then I heard them say Russell Brand, and I corrected that. Oh my god. Okay, it's Russell Crowe. It's Russell Brand. No, which is easier for chat? They're the same person.
Properly used in film, and
my brand. Look at the title of the video. It's kind of small on the screen.
You know,
same for women.
You can't have men doing like yeah.
If you were asking me though, because I've pretty much seen all of his videos, if you ask me what does he focus on, I'd say, it's
wait, there's a different Russell Crowe interview.
Pretty much writing.
There can only be one Russell. True.
You'll always in every one of these videos primarily talk about the stories, and
Russell is the name of YMS's dog. Thank you for that. That was nice. That was a good reference.
Being told sometimes you'll talk about filmmaking in a little bit more depth, but I mean it's 10 minutes, so you get what you'd understand you'd get.
Do you feel like even with writing as the focus, do you feel like there's like kind of a political slant or angle to it? Not necessarily like a nefarious one or like a.
Then why would it? Okay. Do you think that there's a political slant here? Not a nefarious political slant, but a political slant?
Like a dishonest one, but just one that, attracts an audience of people that might want to hear, I'm not saying he's grifting, but like just invariably.
Yeah, his thing is that there's a sort of point of view in Hollywood that's way too popular that gets
He hasn't praised enough gay characters. All the transphobes love him for that one reason specific. Okay, bro, come on.
Focus before writing does, and that he thinks that it like as a core, as a foundation, that
I recommend
goal
watching
will
Nicholas DeOrio.
It's actually Russell Peters.
Destroy a lot of what you can create with stories because you'll automatically prevent yourself from doing particular things. For like sterile examples, it would just be like the Doctor Strange wasn't allowed in WandaVision because Kevin Feige said you can't have a white man saving the day when it's about Wanda's story.
You can't have a white man saving the day. Is Wanda's not? Oh, Wanda's a woman. Okay, I was like, Wanda's not black. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had a complete brain blast, dude. My bad.
You don't need to phrase it like that to argue storytelling, yet they did.
Nicholas! Okay, I got it. I got it now.
I appreciate that.
Well, I don't know. Why did he specify white? I know why he specified white, but like, because she's Russian, right? I don't know. It sounds like some white people need to save the day.
You have like the boys
over the I don't know.
Maeve wasn't allowed to die even though she clearly should have died because she was bisexual. Like we can't bury gays, that sort of stuff. Like basically concerns about meta or societal issues that bleed into your writing so hard that they just create.
I watched the whole thing and was pulling my hair out cause YMS's dialogue went, X isn't happening in mainstream movies. By the way, I don't watch mainstream movies, but I know what happens in them.
My god, dude. He's like, you gotta change your media palette, okay? It's not happening. And then he's like, it's happening here, here, and here, and here. Yeah.
Contradictions and fuck-ups.
Well, I don't watch those movies. It's like Doomer Media again. Every fucking beef that I've seen on EFAP just ends with, like, I think X, Y, and Z are bad. But but what about this? But what about that? Well, I haven't watched that. I haven't done that. It's a Doomer Media shit all over again.
So
I just saw
I can't think of a single video game with a good story. Oh, really? What about this game? Yeah, I don't like those games, so they don't count. Sorry. Can I get another example of a game that I did play? Oh, I haven't played that one either. Oh, sorry.
So would you agree that we're essentially talking about the same thing, even if...
we are. It's just that I wouldn't describe Drinker. That's what he primarily does. I would say he reviews films from a point of view of writing quality or entertainment first.
Okay.
So would we agree that's what Drinker does? No, actually, I think he critiques films over writing, and then he's like, oh shit, okay, this is gonna be difficult. Oh boy. Oh.
So would you say that the majority of his content doesn't like reflect that at all, but the majority of what gets talked about of his content is that.
Yes, in the same way that everyone says what MauLer does is talk about how objectively correct he is.
Again, he's talking to MauLer right now, who is constantly like fucking smeared as an alt-righter, right? Like smeared as like a fucking a harsh conservative, maybe not alt-right. Actually, no. Yeah, by Hassan Piker. Literally runs an alt-right podcast. That is actually accurate. In terms of like what things have been like said about MauLer, right? So he has had to deal with this exactly kind of the same way, I guess, as what YMS is right now doing with Drinker. So this is like an extremely stupid fucking decision to have this conversation. And MauLer is exceedingly nice to not fly off the handle when he sees this happening to other people.
Like it's a complete fuck up. It just represents the people who like. It's unfortunate how many people don't watch the channel at all, be it me or Drinker or yourself, and they'll have.
Did you see how long his reaction to Jenny Nichols' "I didn't like the Joker movie" video came from? Oh my god! How could you not be alt-right and make that video?
They'll have this takeaway that's absolutely fucking alien. It's like that's not at all what gets talked about.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, and that's why I think I said to you that I don't find I completely understand why you would have said what you said, because it makes sense that people would have told you over and over again that this is the case. Like that's
okay. I do still have like criticisms in that realm though, but I guess we'll get to them.
My biggest critic, the critical drinker, as a person.
I'm actually not shocked that it's taking them so long to get into this. I'm shocked that it's not like the regular guys kind of having a conversation. It's literally just EFAP. EFAP is getting stun locked by YMS, not the other way around.
That has not watched all of his videos.
Because you guys know these guys do react to stuff for ages. This is not that. This is not your average EFAP, like long-standing reaction. They are getting stun locked by Mr. I gotta explain this more, man.
Obviously. But as a person that's seen, you know, like I've clicked on a fair amount of things, and maybe not recently, but I've clicked on a fair amount of things and have essentially just walked away with the idea of like, okay, you're a person creating film reviews for like the average audience member, but not like one that's like really into film as like an art form. Is that like an incorrect thing to say?
Also, the art form shit drives me fucking crazy. As a Marvel enjoyer, no, dude. You're just watching whatever slop Hollywood throws out, whereas I'm watching Boy with a fucking Scarf or something at the Buttfuck Film Festival, okay? We're not the same.
Like,
yes. He's very invested in the art form.
Yes. Okay. But I guess
dude, his fucking media diet.
But also, I would also,
yeah, he sounds pretentious in this.
I guess clarify that there's different thresholds of what people would consider to be like art form.
You know what? I just want to draw attention to this, to the people who hate all the movies that I like. Okay? Whatever you enjoy, they're not going to put it in the theaters. You know what they're going to put? Jurassic Park 11, you piece of shit. Okay? And they're just going to keep putting them out. And there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to make fucking Star Wars 96 before your fucking Boy with a Ball video gets to the fucking theaters. And I don't care. Okay? Fuck you.
Versus
fuck you, pretentious prick. Go watch it. Go watch it while your fucking hand cramps up while Rob's making videos from a fucking film festival with 20 other guys sitting there in a fucking room with no AC because they can't afford to put it on.
You know, like film is entertainment. And sure, entertainment is an art form. And I'm not saying like, oh yeah, like everybody has to fucking enjoy Synecdoche in New York or something. But
I think that's a location, to be clear.
You know, I got like a good amount of comments from people that watch both of our channels.
You will watch the 11th Fast and the Furious movie, and you will like it.
Mine and Drinkers. That
I think I know why. I'm obviously like joking, but I think I know why this shit frustrates people like YMS, because he can't really post videos. Well, I don't know how much of his content is talking about this stuff in terms of what actually gets views on his channel. What is YMS doing these days? Because you have to imagine if his true passions are the art form of movies or whatever, and those videos don't perform very well, I could understand building some animosity. And that will make people come off as a bit more...
I avoided this episode of EFAP for so long because I know how frustrating it would be to watch.
I just went on YMS's channel and it's Kimba the White Lion.
What's the name of the guy, Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Oh, God, I don't know what I was expecting. Sadly, that video is good. I know. I mean, it probably is. I don't think everything he's made is bad, but... Oh, dude, why does... Dude, Shark Boy and Lava Girl? What is this? Oh, these are all members only. I mean, he gets views. Best Picture nominees review. YMS watches The Idol. Okay, he's doing okay. I don't know any of these movies. The problem is I can't really make this argument because I'm not knowledgeable on which are the good movies and which are like The Exorcist. Yeah. So The Exorcist got 219,000 views and Monkey Bone got 449,000 views. And I've never heard of Monkey Bone before, which means it's probably one of those snobby videos, right? I don't know anything about movies, dude. I'm not, I can't navigate this plane. That might have been the worst take of the night. I have no idea.
You know, are fans of the both of us.
I need a better media diet.
Agreeing with that sentiment, at least. That,
oh yeah, well you need a meteor diet, you vegan fuck.
Like,
eat the animals.
My channel is more focused on.
Oh
like
shit! By the way, new goal. Thank you guys.
Art house films, or like film as an art form and exploring that. Whereas the Drinkers channel, although you know, talking about writing is a part of the art form. It is for a much more broad audience of average film goers. Not saying that as an insult, I guess, but you know, that helps to describe.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
We are so
Everyone
far
who knows
off.
good movies insist upon themselves.
All right, we're gonna take our first jump here. Actually, let's take a look at our timestamp, okay? Opinions and research has just started. Art form, entertainment, and political angle is at the 41. So we go to conspiracies at 56. Let's jump to conspiracies. Obviously, I recommend watching the full 9 hours to get the full, you know.
Sibling who has fallen down kind of like a conspiracy rabbit hole and gets their...
Okay. Dude, so this is where it gets funny. So he finds out that a family member of his, okay, watches The Critical Drinker, and it, like, blew his brain up.
The video is just me saying what I just said. Okay, I'll be right back. You can keep playing. I'll be right back.
Everything, like, there's people, so one of my friends has a sibling who is...
One of my friends, not a family member, a friend's family member, sorry.
Who has fallen down kind of like a conspiracy rabbit hole.
The alt-right pipeline.
And gets their news from, like, BitChute.
Oh my gosh, it's like an...
Yeah, dude, the conspiracy rabbit hole. Bro, if you click on BitChute, I'm pretty sure there's a non-zero chance that a swastika will appear in a video thumbnail on the homepage.
And are, like, concerned about, like, how George Soros is going to make people eat bugs or...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, again, that's not a conspiracy rabbit hole. That's just an alt-righter.
Something. And, like, I talked to her...
What is BitChute? Let's just say they have similar content to Goyim TV
and her boyfriend trying to like have like a common grid. Because like,
and if you've never heard of that, well, I mean, the name kind of tells you what kind of channel you're talking about. Well, what kind of website we're talking about here. I think they were Goyim TV popped up in public view because people were like shouting out Kanye West on the sides of buildings or something.
You know, I'm not going to confront people directly about these sorts of things. Like, I'm more interested in like learning who they are and understanding them, and like even if they're like they have wildly different beliefs and are insane. You know, I tried to relate to him and just, you know, her boyfriend and just being like, you know, what sort of things do you watch on YouTube? Do you know, like film stuff? And he's like, oh, I watch The Critical Drink.
It's like, dude, you want to know what a right-wing grifter is on YouTube? No bullshit. No bullshit is the easiest example of a right-wing grifter in the movie community. Actually, I think Brooks is back. Brooks Heatherly on Twitter. I think he's actually back recently. Remember the one who's like...
I just saw Keffel's tweet on
Black Panther is going to be awesome. But actually, this is how I met Jay.
Thanks
right?
for making third shift bearable.
Like, I got Jay...
by the way, go Bruins.
I got Jay in a call with no bullshit. I think it's the third video in the trifecta of the stuff that... like, because that's how I found Jay. It was the no bullshit drama, right? And my favorite one is when he's like, there's a suspicious number of women next to Black Panther. Was that what it was? There's a suspicious number of women. And then he ended up going on Destiny's stream saying like, well, yeah, the reason why black people get arrested is because they constantly have the guns falling out of their pockets. You know? Like that is media for a political slant.
And that will always leave an impression on me. The fact that like this guy who...
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I don't know how much we should...
My favorite thing about No Bullshit is I think he created this. I legitimately can't remember people doing it like this on YouTube. He will talk to you on Wednesday, and if someone asks him about you on Thursday, he will literally pretend he's never heard of you. It could even sometimes be a person he's talking to in the same stream. He will just pretend he's never heard of you. It is so fun because it's like Hassan and all these people have aped this. He will literally have a whole conversation with you, end the stream, and the next guy's like, oh, so I saw your thing with Nick. He's like, I literally don't even know who that is.
Say, well, he's gone. But because the critical drinker has such broad appeal, many, many people will be in that, in that group of all kinds of walks of life and of interest. Like my dad watches Critical Drinker.
And now, dude, Rags puts him in a horrible spot here. So he's getting ready to say, oh, this fucking crazy alt-writer I found it is like a fucking fan of Critical Drinker, and it disgusted me because it's like a friend, you know? And then Rags turns around and goes, my dad watches Critical Drinker. And then MauLer ends up coming around later going, I host a weekly show with Critical Drinker. Do you guys even know who the fuck we are? He doesn't say it like that. Billy Mitchell in the chat. Yo, how you doing, buddy? I am so excited to get started on that collaborative thing that we're doing.
There's a huge amount of it's just very easily digestible content. Not that it's bad or anything like that, but
yeah, and MauLer isn't alt-right, and I'm sure that would be what if you had YMS ask MauLer if he was alt-right prior to and after. I wonder what the answers would have been.
Because of the size of it, because of the I think of Drinker's talents and the way that he talks about videos.
Also, with what we're about to look at in a little while, please note the tone and like the care in which Rags and MauLer are interacting with their peer. Now, obviously, just like I'm currently in EFAP movies, if you want to go check out the Chucky videos, they're currently posted on the MauLer channel. YMS used to do what I did, right? Go on there, hang out, and talk about movies with the guys, right? So they've interacted quite a bit. He comes on here, he has a nice charitable conversation where everyone's treating him fairly, and he just goes off after this and starts acting like this was a fucking attack against him. It's shocking, but please now note the tone in which they're talking to him in this conversation.
Or movies, and because he does have a passion for it, all sorts of people can watch his videos and be satisfied and learn things and consider it insightful.
So just to be clear, Rag said, my dad watches this. The types of content he makes could be enjoyed by tons of people of different political backgrounds. How does YMS respond to that?
So
you've just mentioned that this a friend of a friend or whatever that has a lot of sort of conspiracy
actually this is more important
brain sort of things, but also happens to watch Critical Drinker. Do you think that's a fair thing to bring up before we've seen anything to do with Drinker yet?
I mean, if I was trying to present it as anything other than just an anecdotal experience.
I really like it.
Oh my. All right. So keep in mind, MauLer has had 2 major contributions up to this first hour. That sounds like an insult. It's not. YMS has been talking for 45 minutes. But he has 2 major contributions. One, if you wanted to take a good look at what was being produced by Critical Drinker, why not just watch his videos instead of this interview that you're going to have a disagreement with? And a second one is, why would you preempt this story before even watching this by saying, oh, by the way, my friend is down the alt-right pipeline and I found out he's a Drinker fan? If you're really going into this quote-unquote good faith, like he verbally claims immediately at the beginning of the video, I am good faith, then why are you doing all this stuff?
Thing to bring up before we've seen anything to do with Drinker yet?
I mean, if I was trying to present it as anything other than just an anecdotal experience, but...
No, you're literally poisoning the well, and you have no problem calling other people out when they preempt statements about you. Because you're a piece of shit.
I didn't. I made it pretty clear. And I even used the word anecdotal, and it's more about...
Bro, if you didn't see the previous segment on this, you have no idea why I'm so mad at this guy, but... It probably sounds funnier if you're just joining right now. I like how high intensity I am.
Going through the video
it
and
stuck with
seeing.
you, right?
Sorry.
You did say that it stuck with you. That
Yeah,
those
because that's a
effects.
very bizarre thing to hear from someone.
Well, but did you ask?
I was like,
is it?
They
What
didn't
other
even know about
YouTubers
your
they
channel.
watch?
I asked. I thought that they would have known about your shit because you're like associated with.
But
it
like,
too.
if he did,
They didn't even know about your stuff.
if he did, I doubt you'd say at the beginning of checking out my channel, like, by the way, there's a friend of a friend who knows about conspiracy shit that watches MauLer. It's like, okay.
Well, no, but I mean, because if he did, it would be through.
Oh my god, dude. MauLer hits back with, well, if there's a conspiracy theory person watching my channel, what happens? The response to that is, well, that must be a Critical Drinker fan too. This guy is actually full of shit. And it's not just when you're talking about fucking animals. And I didn't mean to say it like that. I meant like fucking, like, you know, like fucking that or this. But I guess also that too, the way that I said it. But yeah, dude, he's just full of shit.
Okay.
Well, no, but I mean, because if he did, it would be through Critical Drinker.
Maybe.
But I guess you're saying hypothetically, if he brought you up, I mean, like that would give me something to think about. I'm not sure I would come away with the same. Like,
He's just like generally a rat. But again, this is the Bo Blaxian debate tactic of like, I'm going to just talk until we agree to disagree or I cry. Do you guys not remember this stuff on the after hour streams if you're coming from that audience? It's the, I have an opinion on this. I will literally talk your ear off until you concede just to move the conversation forward, or I will cry.
like, I'm not going to say conclusion because I didn't really make a conclusion, but same preconceived notions.
But I guess I'm trying to... Could you see someone reviewing your channel and just starting up the review with, like, I know someone who's essentially kind of crazy who watches YMS, and that's always stuck with me?
Well, I mean, if...
Like, imagine if Rob's Media opened his video by like, so recently, guys, an extended friend of a friend in a family was arrested for fucking his Rottweiler. And I found out that he was a big fan of Your Movie Sucks. Could you imagine the horror? The horror in YMS's fucking response. Yeah, so my friend
tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
I found out recently that a friend of a friend is a zoophile who
I
really
hope
wants. Dude,
YMS icon
Rob's
isn't from
you're
a
giving me
video.
ideas. Dude, I guess the more charitable example would be like, recently a friend of mine had to have his little brother put into therapeutic care or whatever because he was caught with internet search histories pointing to wanting to mount the family dog. and when they were going through the searches, you know what they found? They found the Lion King review from YMS.
My content was frequently criticized for being like really culture war-y kind of sort of thing. Like whether or not we're going to say like Critical Drinkers content is that, like it aligns with like a larger public perception, right? So that's why it's relevant for me to bring up.
If that's the thing, if the content in Critical Drinkers videos was just one-to-one with everything that friend believed...
What he just conceded before MauLer said that is I'm making this video because that is what public perception in my audience is, and I'm placating that. That's what you get out of his stance right there.
Drinkers...
Listen to this.
Culture war-y. Content was frequently criticized for being like really culture war-y kind of sort of thing. Like whether or not we're going to say like Critical Drinkers content is that, like it aligns with like a larger public perception, right? So that's why it's relevant for me to bring up.
If
So it's like, yeah. It's like I'm placating my audience that wanted to hear me say that all of the things that you're expecting. Unironically, like, or calling him a political grifter, or I guess he's kind of holding back on political grifter right now. But it kind of sounds like you're doing a little political grifting, my friend.
That's the thing, if the content in Critical Drinkers videos was just one-to-one with everything that friend believed...
But I don't think it's grifting. I think he legitimately believes this. I just think that's a bad argument.
And then you showed that would be, you'd nail it. Obviously the problem is that...
Because the truth is, I'm going to cut off MauLer again. I'm going to go back. The truth is, I do think that YMS is too fucking stupid to be an effective grifter. I think that he would just kind of blab it all out in like a fucking... in a psychotic sleep apnea ridden fucking 2 a.m. wall text. He couldn't. I don't think he could grift. I don't think he actually has the ability to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. If the content in Critical Drinkers videos was just one-to-one with everything that friend believed, and then you showed that would be, you'd nail it. Obviously, the problem is that there are things people say about all of us here, and if you open your video with that, or an anecdotal experience that matches that...
Yeah, we shouldn't treat it like that was my, like, opening statement of, like, a thesis, though. Like, we should, like, I was just again, I was just saying what I knew of Critical Drinker and my own personal anecdotal experiences I've had, saying that I clicked on.
But you don't know anything about Critical Drinker. At least not by that statement. Your friend, dude, Russell Brand or Russell Crowe, whichever Russell this is, being a complete grifter or whatever, has no impact on Critical Drinker. Your friends
about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
YMS isn't audience captured. He's autism captured.
Dude, I don't care if he talks to Kurt Russell, okay? I don't give a fuck. Any of these Russells, all these Russells can go fuck themselves. They're not Critical Drinker. And you know who's also not Critical Drinker? Your stupid friend's gay Nazi little brother or something. Like, he's also, actually, just to be clear, not Critical Drinker, okay? These people are not Critical Drinker.
A couple videos that some people in the subreddit were mad about him, and it would be, yeah, I felt like that was worthy of mentioning, especially with the frequent caveats and clarifications that I make throughout this entire stream trying to...
Dude, wait. Time out. Somebody in chat just wrote something just now saying that his friend's, like, little brother... Okay, no, it wouldn't be. Never mind. I'm actually... Never mind. I'm pulling back before I make the joke. I'm pulling back.
You know, very...
Sorry, I apologize.
Delicately...
I'm not saying it.
Insist that I am not...
YMS just posted another tweet. This is dude, if it's about MauLer, I'm gonna lose. Not MauLer specifically, but if it's about EFAP, I'm gonna lose my mind. Let's see. Where we go? Oh my dude. Oh no, it's not. He did not post another tweet. Okay, I just got trolled 3 hours ago. We saw the 3 hour ago one, right? All right. Well, in the meantime, I'll leave you with this. These 3 little words are a big turn on. I killed Mufasa. Okay. Anywho.
Not trying to misattribute any sort of, like, anecdotal experiences as fact. And I'm trying, I bring up, like, things that I preconceived ideas that I have about his audience. And I, constantly clarifying throughout the video that I am not necessarily attributing the beliefs of his audience even to him. So I think, I don't know what else I could have done.
I probably
in terms of like
if it were me, I would.
Dude, he can't think of one singular thing he could have done. Not one.
All fairness that I'm trying to present to
the fairness that he's trying to present,
conversation and open-mindedness.
I mean, this guy's just a fraud. He's literally just a fraud.
Probably
I think that I did
hold on to it until
way
it's
better
prompted.
than most people.
He's like, I can't think of a possible thing I could have did. MauLer's like, maybe you could just wait until it's, like, actually relevant to bring that up. That would be, like, a good thing, right? That'd be a good thing.
With the way to go, right? Because the bigger problem as well is that
what?
Mine isn't
probably
that I did
hold on to it until
way
it's
better
prompted
than most
is
people.
Probably the way to go, right? Because the bigger problem as well is.
Oh god, nobody else in the drama community will engage with this because it's 9 hours, but there's just so much fucking fun stuff to pull from it. Holy shit.
Is DarkViperAU a virgin? No, I am not. Why would so many people be Googling that?
Thank you for hitting the goal.
He has Schrodinger's autism, and he's gay furry.
Yeah, guys, you forgot this guy is allegedly autistic.
Is DarkViperAU a virgin? No, I am not. Why would so many people be Googling
this guy's
that?
undiagnosed autistic,
YMS
guys. Don't treat him that way.
paint.
Thank you.
Is that your audience, as you've already mentioned, is quite ready to believe a lot about Drinker and what he's up to. In fact, they would have told you a lot of stuff that
Some people in my audience, mostly from the Sardonicast subreddit.
Okay.
By the way, that is the subreddit that we'll be taking a look at after this.
It's a combination of my audience and 2 other people's audience.
To give you an example, if for the first time ever we were to cover Vorsh reviewing a film, our audience would...
Dude, all of the fucking parallels. So now, MauLer is invoking Vosh, which obviously in current day would really piss off YMS because of all the stuff that happened after.
Okay.
There's more after this. Yeah, spoiler alert. After they leave this call amicably, YMS goes fucking crazy. It calls into Sitch's show and says that like everyone's brigading his subreddit and stuff.
Which is a combination of my audience.
Shocker, shocker. Big nice friend man gets really mad when audience mad.
And two other people's audience.
To give you an example, if for the first time ever we were to cover Vorsh reviewing a film, our audience would be incredibly inclined against him just from different things that have happened in the past. Same for a lot of creators. If we were to cover, let's say, a friend of drinkers, everyone would be inclined toward them more than likely. Just natural biases. So, I'm saying your audience, I assume you agree, is inclined against a drinker, critical drinker.
Not.
Oh, come on. This is such an easy yes.
But maybe half?
Okay.
Like if you look at the top
only half of my audience hates this guy.
comments on the video right now, the number one is
like he literally just can't concede this.
Like
it's insane. This is such a small thing. It's why it reminds me of Boblax. Like 0 ground to give, guys.
On the highlight video, the number one is like this. Here's a
half is a lot. I think what he probably did is say like he kind of backed off on it. Maybe he just started reading chat immediately or so. I don't know. Why would you like say that and then in half like right? I don't know.
An unbiased summary for people that didn't have the time, and it's like a very fair like Adam.
It's like no, I'm only audience captured by half of these guys. Chill.
This and critical. Blah, blah, blah. It's not like like that's like the most representative sample of my audience is that
it's the most representative half,
and as you can see through that stream and as you can see through this conversation, the type of thoughts that I put out into the world are ones where I'm constantly encouraging trying to understand other people, trying to be fair, and trying to
do you start that after you poison the well? Look, I'm super fair. I just got to get a little bit of well poisoning in there. Then after that, I'm good to go.
Even if I have biases, saying those biases, recognizing those biases, and
wouldn't you recommend? Would you honestly respect him more if he's like, I actually fucking hate Critical Drinker. I'm only doing this because I want to shit on Critical Drinker in front of my audience. No, I'm not looking at this objectively. I'm just coming in here to do a fucking hit piece on this. No, not even a hit piece. I'm just doing this to critique a YouTuber I don't like in an interview he shouldn't have done. I would have absolutely... But no, he needs to be looked at as the charitable guy. The guy who's doing this for all the right reasons. And that's kind of his big problem. If this guy was out and about just saying exactly how he felt and doing exactly what he does, I would respect him a bit more.
Seeing if...
Now, I wouldn't respect him because of the animal stuff, but we're removing the animal stuff here for the sake of conversation.
Being open to having those biases contradicted, or being open to
it's because he's a complete fucking liar. That's kind of the issue. Yeah.
New information, even if I have a preconceived idea about somebody else. I feel like that is more representative of my audience singularly. And let's think about this for a second too. Even with a lot of people that, because as soon as you make a video criticizing someone else on the internet, it's going to be flooded with people that are just like, already don't like the person and they're just looking for more justification to not like
the point
them
I'm
further,
not
just so they can add to the
MauLer's like, please let me restate the question. You're not answering anything.
The whole thing, right?
I'm not trying to prove to you.
Even with that, like the comment section is very fair and reasonable for the most part.
Dude, you're so malicious. You're not letting him just monologue and telling him he's right. You're so malicious.
I'm not trying to prove to you that your audience is even unreasonably going in any particular direction. All I'm highlighting is that it's not the greatest idea to put something like that before covering anything to do with Drinker with an audience that's already arguably inclined against him.
I don't believe that I would say over half of my audience is probably not like
even neutral.
Fans,
I would say it's not a good idea.
Chunk.
So now dude, he just got talked into it. That's so funny.
But okay.
I mean,
oh my god, dude, come on, dude. Oh,
I would want to do the same.
We'll agree to disagree.
Oh no, the agree to disagree there. Oh wait, it is Boblax. Oh my stars, it's him.
But
it's him. He just said his iconic catchphrase.
Okay.
I mean, I would want to do the
We'll
same.
agree to
Holy shit, dude! It's EFAP's Bowblacks. No.
disagree.
I'd want to do the same for you and for anyone.
It's like, oh no, I've clearly lost this encounter. Okay, so we agree to disagree, right? I can't lose this one. It's an agree to disagree. It's not a loss. It's a fucking.
Someone else. If I was like, we're gonna cover some rags videos today, and then I like just reference how someone crazy likes rags.
Dude, this guy is like the fucking Sean O'Malley of debates, dude. He's never lost, even when it's official that he's lost.
Rags, it just seems unnecessary.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I think he just saw a fucking. He looked off to his third monitor and saw a lion. Did you hear it?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
He saw a lion out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's reflective of my it's me being honest about my bias, right? It's me giving.
He sounds like Bowblacks. If no, there's no if. He sounds like Bowblacks, but 35 years old.
More information and context about my frame of mind going into it, so that if I say something potentially unfair, or if I have, a direction that not my mind is going, that it could be influenced by something like an anecdotal experience that I had with someone. And I want that information to be out there so that if, let's say, something happens in my brain where I'm being led by that belief in a certain way, or led by, like, if I wouldn't want to start the video being like, I have no thoughts about critical drink.
Could you imagine the conversation you'd have with this guy if you asked him what he had for breakfast this morning? He would just start talking about like the moral philosophical question of like, should you be even consuming milk? You know? Just like, dude, this guy just can't answer a fucking question. It's like a politician who just wants to who's pro-zoophilia or was pro-zoophilia 10 years ago and is probably still pro-zoophilia.
I haven't heard anything about them.
Rags, YMS poisons the well, and it's good. Wait, YMS poisons the well, and it's good, actually. He's holding himself to account. He's actually super honest. Absolutely true, yes.
Like, I wouldn't want to, like, pretend like I'm a completely neutral subject. I think that it makes more sense and it's more fair to share my biases before starting a video.
So, is it not possible?
This guy goes from lying about his audience's biases to being like, yeah, I think it's actually good to share stuff like this and, be honest about biases up front.
To simply say...
and to be... Dude, again... I've
heard a lot of negative
I've kind of reiterated it.
Things about the channel and what it gets up to, what it argues, and so today we're going to check out something he says, see what happens.
Well, I mean...
YMS is not vegan? Wait, so he eats the animals? Well, there's only one logical explanation to come from that.
I mean, based on your issues with what I'm...
Based off... If I'm led to believe what YMS states in his debates, then I think that's case closed.
Saying, I don't know how it's any better to just be vague about it. Like,
because
if your issue is that I said something negative before I started the stream, I don't know how it's better to be vague.
If you talk about someone...
Hey, don't be mean, okay? If he can't, just because he can in his moral complex doesn't mean he would, okay?
Who believes in, like, crazy shit and then says that they're a fan of Drinker, the connection is that Drinker supports the crazy shit.
No, because I made very clear to make clarifications in my stream that that's not what I was saying.
So you brought it up just as a random connect. It has nothing. That isn't the connection you're trying to draw.
I didn't say random. I explained 2 sentences ago why I brought.
Oh my god, he's so fucking mad.
It's for context.
Oh no, MauLer's not letting him. He's not letting YMS walk all over him. What a malicious entity.
So that people have more information before going into it.
But sorry. So you wanted to bring up that he is a person who believes in like crazy stuff and that he watches The Drinker, but that those two facts are not connected.
Oh my god, dude. I can't. This is like the nicest debate execution I've ever seen. I've never seen someone executed in a nicer fashion.
That's my...
Our criminal justice system should strive for this during actual executions.
My anecdotal experience is that there's people that exist in his audience, at least one, right?
MauLer, have you even heard the next 6 dialogue trees that he's about to spit? You would never even think to say that if you did.
That are conspiracy-brained and have somehow found his channel, despite their entire media diet being like Rumble and BitChute, which, more people from Rumble are...
Do you know that like people watch movies, right? Like they just watch content and then they Google like the movies, And then if people have like high viewership on videos, they might try out that person's channel. I've watched, and I shit you not. Actually, this is what I watch. You want to hear? I'm going to throw some names out of content creators that I watch. I watch MauLer. I watch EFAP. I also watch Cosmonaut Variety Hour. Okay? I've watched some videos by Troyo Boyo, and I've watched videos by Critical Drinker. I'm not kidding. Okay? I've consumed every type of this content.
Are coming to his
and I do regularly in some cases for widely different content creators.
Channel because Russell Brand.
I think the first movie YouTuber that I really just watched their entire backlog on was Jay.
Just had like this interview of Russell Brand. The full thing was on Rumble, so there's going to be even more of those types of people. Russell Brand is not a film channel, right? Like Russell Brand is a person that
apparently it's not even Russell Brand. Is that not? Does it not say Russell Crowe, or am I wrong? I can't even read that.
Entire reason why he's successful right now is because he was doing like a lot of like COVID conspiracy shit and stuff that wasn't allowed on YouTube. I
didn't know it was Critical Vaccination Hour. Oh, it seems like they're trying to push us towards the vaccination.
He kind of, Russell Brand in my opinion, very consciously plays into his own audience capture and knows what people want to hear and is essentially just grifting, making money off of doing that, right? And I'm not saying that that's what Critical Drinker is doing, and I make very clear in my stream that that's not what I'm saying. So my bringing up the conspiracy person that I
recommend watching Nicholas
DeOrio's
latest video.
Could you imagine Critical Drinker being like, looks like Marvel's put out another attempt to get us to take those vaccination boosters?
Face-to-face conversation with in my life. My bringing up was just me being like, hey, my impression of Critical Drinker and his content and his audience, even though I haven't seen everything, is that there are some people, a somewhat sizable portion compared to other people's audiences, that are not necessarily listening to him for his perspective on film, but are using...
I actually watch Critical Drinker specifically for his excellence in short film production, okay?
Using his channel as a way to justify their preconceived ideas about how there's some sort of...
Someone in chat just start the video! We've been watching an hour of this.
Of conspiracy trying to control society, that they're trying to feminize men, that they're trying to prevent, make you eat the bugs, even though that one's a little bit further removed. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't... If you don't understand why I would say something like that, like, I hope you don't think that it was malicious, because I didn't think it was, but if you do, I guess
it's called Every Frame of Pause. No, this is not the average EFAP runtime thing. This is literally just YMS out talking every host by a wide margin. Like, yes, I've been on EFAPs. We do talk a lot about videos when I'm on there, right? And I've watched tons of them where I'm not on there, where they talk a lot about movies and stuff, and they interrupt each other, and they have long, fun conversations. This is not one of those things. I don't think I've heard Fringy talk yet. This is just YMS. YMS is just monologuing. It's his movie today. And it sucks.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree.
He's filibustering right now. He's managed to filibust EFAP, and I don't think he thought they would keep him on for over 8 hours until he finally fucking watched the video.
I think you said it entirely non-maliciously, just casually. I just think that strategically speaking, it's not fair to Drinker. That's what I think.
Okay. Every single thing that he consumes online is just purely conspiracy content. The only film channel he could name was the Critical Drinker, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I like the Critical Drinker," and that was it. And all he knew about movies was just that movies are woke now, and that I guess the powers that be, some sort of overarching force that's trying to they're trying to make your kids trans or something. And sure, that's one person. I get it. Like it's maybe it's not representative of every critical drinker fan. I get it.
Dude, I can't. Maybe it's not ever. Dude, look how charitable it is. Maybe this one person that I've interacted with isn't every fan of this creator, dude. He's God's gift to charitability. Holy fuck. If somebody ever makes a hit piece on me, I hope they're as nice as this guy.
But there's something.
Sure, it's just one person, but maybe this isn't everyone who watches him.
Something about his content that just like
So
it really.
actually, now I'm kind of confused.
Oh, dude, he just woke up. I didn't even know he was gonna talk after I said that. But dude, Fringy's like, hold on, wait a minute. The fuck did you just say?
There's something about his content that just like
So
it really.
actually, now I'm kind of confused because the statement is,
Some of my audience might never have heard Fringy's voice before.
I know a friend. He doesn't know any movie reviewers other than Drinker, and he believes these things.
What's
Like,
the name
what
of
is
the
the
guy?
conclusion
Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr.
from that
Oreo.
Thank you.
line of thought, you know?
I explained it.
Blaxian voice crack. So you're just saying this guy watches some of these fucking videos or whatever, and he's also like a fucking crazy right-wing, alt-right schizophrenic man. So what is the actual, I just explained it,
Sentences ago.
From that line of thought, you know?
I explained it sentences ago. I'm sorry. I can't keep repeating myself.
Sorry, mate. That question that you kind of just dodged the entire time. Yeah, it's fine. I can't.
That's not a diss. I'm trying not to.
Not a diss against you, mate. But I'm sorry. Unless your name's MauLer, I'm not going to be responding to your questions.
It sound disrespectful, but you can play back the stream later.
Duties. All right. So I think this might be a zenith point. I think he just lost a shitload of the audience right there. Like right there at that exact moment, I think he lost a fuckload of the audience. Because honestly, if anybody came on my fucking stream and talked to me like that, I absolutely think my audience would, a huge percentage of my audience wouldn't listen to another fucking word that person said and would absolutely discredit him moving forward. Granted that I'm correct in the argument, right? Absolutely, at that point, the audience would just be completely fuck that guy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just, well, it's I don't know.
Especially right when Fringy's done nothing wrong to this dude. Has it like that? That's insane.
It's just that if you didn't have that, like, just based on that sentence on its own, if you hear it, it's like kind of leads you to a very place.
I understand why you feel that way, but I disagree, and I've repeated myself.
And this is, again, something that we see even right now in his fucking zoophilia bestiality thing. It's like, I'm sorry that upsets you. Nobody was harmed here. This is your mistake. It's always somebody else. He can't concede even an inch of ground in any of these arguments. And it is something that has traveled across my understanding of his career, but, I mean, this is just more examples.
More than once. I'm sorry. We have to move on. We're 5 minutes through a 2-hour and a half video.
This is the type of.
Oh, did I miss a raid? Thank you so much. Who raided? Oh fuck! I'm gonna die. Woo! Get away! Okay.
Shit. Where you would expose people who don't really care about movies to only care about movies through like a purely political lens, right? Like a lot of his videos are just like, okay, movies are bad now because there's woke things and woke people are doing it, right? Like that.
I was actually expecting this to go down like there's not enough positive videos. Like, you're not talking about things in a positive manner. I just got annihilated. Who's Biker? Thank you. Oh, Mike the Bike. Thank you, Mike the Bike.
You know, like I wish that I could expose someone like this to more films. I wish that I could.
Oh no, it's starting. Dude, his biggest problem is he keeps watching all the Hollywood woke slop that he claims is Hollywood woke slop. He really should be watching the fucking, the red catheter on the cringe film festival strip, dude.
Expose someone like this to like having a healthier media diet because
oh no, dude. Dude, your media diet's not healthy.
It seems like the type of.
Do you consider his media diet unhealthy?
That's the more.
I mean, it could be healthier if most of what he's watching is
And healthy in
shit,
this
but
format meaning.
It's so smug. Oh, this is an impossible. This is an impossible argument to win.
varied.
Sure.
You know, but yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning of the stream, that was one of my.
How's my media? Wait, how would you guys rate my my diet? Okay, no, not like that, motherfuckers. How would you rate my my media diet? The only movie I've seen in films this year is Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, that's the only theatrical release that I have seen thus far this year. And the vast majority of movies that I have consumed in the past calendar year are horror movies that I cannot tell you what they are. So that kind of ruins that. I have seen quite a few horror movies for reasons, I guess. What else, dude? What else did we watch this year? I saw Superman. Like a ripped cam copy of Superman. I intend to watch the Fantastic Four, I think. Wicked. I saw Wicked. Yeah, I saw Wicked, but I fell asleep. So I saw half of Wicked. Okay, that's one. That's a movie. All right. Dude, the audience is reminding me what I watched. I don't know. I kind of watch movies telling me about. I watch videos that tell me about the movie, so I know not to watch them. I don't know. I watched Cosmonaut Variety Hour talk about Fan Four Stick. That was a thing that I watched. How's my media diet?
Misconceptions that I can easily give you a point on. He recommended a lot more things than what I scrolled through.
Thank you.
There's a KFC in Yemen.
My one solace from this EFAP stream is that past YMS was defeating present YMS every time they unpaused.
I watched
Nick just started insulting me viciously.
Wait, no, guys, I got one. I watched the movie. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side Dimensions the other day. I watched that. That's the most recent movie I watched.
Because it was categorized under a different title.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm not going to try to argue that like he doesn't check out things that are, you know, against the grain or you know, smaller films that aren't explicit.
What'd you think? I was pretty good. I mean, I've seen it before. I had like the itch to watch it.
Explicitly Disney films. That was a misconception on my part. So
sure, okay.
Person that thinks that all movies are bad now. Like, what is the name of your series, right? Like, why modern movies suck, right? Like, that's a series on the channel. Why modern movies suck. You know.
Have you seen that video?
It's not necessarily that modern movies suck. It's that there's a handful of like popular studio modern movies that suck. And
I
if you
recommend
now,
watching
just to be
Nicholas
clear,
DeOrio's latest video.
I've heard this allegation. I want my chat to tell me. Does this guy review movies that he doesn't even finish? Isn't that a thing that I've heard? Or is that a different movie reviewer? I get these guys mixed up sometimes. Does he not? Yeah, he does. He doesn't even finish movies and he'll put the reviews out. Imagine if Angry Joe did that during one of his iconic angry rants.
Back in time, you go back in time to like, you know, whenever you
he did that one time.
Think that the golden age of movies is 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, whatever.
Oh, I remember the Oscar video. It's like there's just so many Oscar things. I couldn't be fucked to watch them all.
Like, you'll realize that there's a lot of things that were A, financially successful, and B, nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards that were also shit, right? And we're left with this sort of like...
I don't know how much we want to spend on this, but I am in agreement with Drinker that we're in an unprecedentedly bad time for mainstream movies being of a quality that's lower than...
Well, have you tried putting some media diet in your Frosted Flakes?
My experience has ever been in any particular decade.
Keyword being mainstream.
Sure.
But...
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
I think it's important to recognize that, like, most movies from any decade are just not worth watching. Like, a lot of them are just like really bad.
Sure.
And
of course, Drinker would only ever be referencing mainstream Hollywood. He wouldn't be referencing indie or the market as an enormous whole.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Critical Drinker just fucking shitting, absolutely annihilating an indie film for fucking 15 minutes or something? And the entire audience would be in like complete awe.
I think some.
Oh
you
shit!
care about
Thank
rape,
you.
And you're hyping up a dude
Oh,
who
you
has a
fucker! You
segment on a
got
show
me.
called Ultimate Rape
Thank you,
Review.
fake name.
Bang. Ah.
God damn it! That didn't pop up. I usually see it pop up ahead of time. It didn't pop up.
Thing to keep in mind here is that, like, if let's say we're going through this whole thing, we're having this whole conversation, and I am saying something like, okay, well, here's my misconception and here's why.
Who the fuck is Misconception? Is she hot? There's misinformation. There's misconception. Who are these people?
I think that is also like kind of a helpful way to learn why there are a lot of people with that same perspective on Critical Drinker, because I don't think it just like comes from nowhere, right? So if I'm a person that doesn't want to watch through every single one of his videos, and
no, you don't have to watch through every dude. How is this turned into watch through every single one of his videos? MauLer has had, again, 2 complaints. 1, why wouldn't you watch like anything that actually resembles his actual content if you're going to critique him? And 2, why would you front load it with some random like unrelated bullshit about your friend being a your friend's little brother being a neo-Nazi? That is it. That's all you've been asked so far.
You know, he's a part of public discourse or internet discourse or something, right? And people are, you know, always have opinions on things that they haven't like watched every video from. The series
you know what's funny? I think there's a person on the EFAP website that records speech time while on. I don't know if it's as specific as per episode basis, but I would love the speech breakdown for YMS in comparison to the actual 3 hosts.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5.
The way that this has gone thus far, let me see. The way that this has gone thus far, I would put money on the fact that YMS has spoken more than all 3 of them combined in the first hour and 13 minutes of this.
Title, Why Modern Movies Suck, doesn't really, you know, it kind of, unless he's making clarifications in those videos saying like, oh, I don't mean modern movies, I mean specifically studio modern movies, which I don't think he, correct me if I'm wrong.
Like, he's hijacking the podcast and he's literally making no fans in the process. Like, he has earned, he's probably lost subscribers since this, I guess canonically during the time frame that this video was up.
But I don't know if he makes that clarification often or at all in
as
that
much
series.
as I wouldn't say like he definitely does or doesn't, but like all of his references will come from modern big studio movies.
Yeah. So I'm saying that with that title, it's no surprise that one could be under the impression that he thinks that, you know...
Dude, so he goes, well, the reason why you're seeing this is because he's only talking about modern stuff. And then YMS bites that bullet and goes, yeah, well, the problem is he doesn't watch indie movies. Okay, but what does that say about his character? Oh, he's saying that movies are all bad. Well, that's because he's only watching major Hollywood. Yeah, but he only covers major Hollywood stuff. Then it's like, well, that's a problem in and of itself, you know?
Modern movies suck as like an entire generation of movies and not just a generation of studio films, right?
You mean like having not watched the videos, though?
Well, I mean, even with watching the videos, does he clarify? Like, so
maybe you should work on your critical drinker media diet before you make these claims, you know? Would you guys say that's probably a fair assessment?
You've watched the videos.
Well, I said I'm not sure if he does.
I'm saying the title says why modern movies suck. It doesn't say why modern studio movies suck, right? So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that.
Oh, actually, here's some semantic bullshit to hold you over with until we can make a better argument.
That's what he's saying. I'm just saying I'm giving an explanation for why people believe that. Right?
If we were to go literal though, he would still be accurate, right? He could have said why any particular era sucks. It wouldn't be an inaccurate.
Sorry, when I said modern movies sucked, I had just assumed you meant like all the ones that you'd possibly be thinking of, or my audience would possibly be thinking of. My bad. I hadn't taken into consideration Block of Wood from the film tour that you saw while you were violently typing back your response to Rob's media
statement, because they've always sucked in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but the implication...
Yeah, and he's sitting here, by the way, he's assuming the entirety of the video just by seeing a video title. While talking about, well, you know, he's not exactly specific in his clickbait.
When you say why modern movies suck, isn't why modern movies suck and also every other decade sucks. It's specifically why modern...
Yeah, but
like
that's too many characters. That wouldn't even be allowed in the title box.
I'm saying is that there's nothing wrong with saying why modern movies suck. If he said why...
No, you don't understand. You're supposed to go, this is why my bad media diet slop films are really bad, but there's actually really good films in the other genres and stuff, but I refuse to watch them because I'm a right-wing grifter. That's the title that YMS wants to put on there. He wants YouTube to extend the title thing so that Critical Drinker can be more accurate when titling his videos to whatever fucking thing that comes out, into YMS's mind.
All movies today suck. Like, that would be fair, but saying why modern movies suck, there are modern movies and some of them suck. He's talking about those. Like, there's no reason not to infer it that way. I wouldn't be surprised if you made a video called Why Modern Movies Suck and you go over, like, studio practices.
And you know what's hilarious? Whatever the fuck this guy likes, okay, it's not going to be in a fucking theater. You know what is? Whatever new Pirates of the Caribbean slop gets created with or without Johnny Depp. And you know what? I'm going to go see it in the fucking theater. And I'm going to buy a fucking popcorn, okay? And I might even buy one of those stupid popcorn buckets things now. All right, that's what I'm going to do, okay? Fuck you and your media diet, okay?
I think we're talking about different things, because you were talking about why it should be inferred that he's talking about modern movies, and I was talking about why people infer that he's talking specifically about modern movies independently from other generations, which are two different things, right? You're saying it should be interpreted as modern movies suck without any context to any other generation. I'm saying that the title...
Nick hates Adam so much he wants to hurt EFAP in the process. Here's the best part. As you don't understand, movies being bad, I imagine they would say it's a bad thing. It's actually a great thing because it allows generational wealth. You know what EHD is? The Marvel Cinematic Universe is MauLer's version of EHD. Every week, another horrendous Marvel project comes out. Every week, there's another reason why Star Wars is worse than it was the previous one. Now, they don't even have to cover it every week. But you know what it does? It keeps people like invested in this type of content. Because there's a huge unrest of people who absolutely hate modern Hollywood, and they absolutely hate the modern Hollywood slop films. And like, yeah, they're gonna come around this type of content, and that's gonna keep people growing in this sector. So movies being bad, I do think is at least some point a huge benefit for content creators who make, obviously, I mean, that's not really a nuclear tech. People who make videos on bad movies are going to make more videos on bad movies. But the fact of the matter is, it's publicly acceptable to say that modern Hollywood is shit. And if things are that bad where most people are in agreement with that fact, then business is booming.
Very, explicitly implies modern specifically, without making any real, and even within the content of the video, like the clip shows that he plays, it's all.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I
just
think
older films from like
the base interpretation for what he's why modern movies suck. I think that the base interpretation of that is he's going to be talking about movies from the last 10 years at maximum, more than likely. You're saying that he's talking about all of the films, more than likely. That's what you're inferring from that. Well, I would say if we're going to take him literally, like why modern movies suck, meaning all of them, then I'd be like, well...
When I heard that he was talking about things that he had said being held to words, I didn't think we were talking about, like, debating a YouTube title metadata. I thought it was going to be, like, the direct quotes. Maybe it will be eventually, but as of right now, I am absolutely shocked that there's this much discourse over a video title.
He has every right to say they suck, just like he could with every generation.
Also, that was a Just a Robot You did hear that correctly.
Like, I feel like it's unnecessary.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but we started talking about different things, and we have to we have to keep.
Oh no! Hey guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm looking really bad in this part of the argument too. So I do want to try to get us back on target, so I have a better opportunity to try to win the next one. So can we move forward?
Playing, because it would be too much to try and untangle what we're both talking.
Yeah, guys, we only have 8 more hours here. We don't really have time to engage with this.
About here. A, financially successful, and B, nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards that were also shit, right? And we're left with this sort of like bias of what we think the past is, because we only remember what is the greatest, most influential, memorable, classic things of the time period, right? So,
I think that's a fair observation in terms of like that people don't, like when you think about the films that you like.
Wait, hold on, time out.
Of the time period, right? So,
I'm sorry, I gotta play that one more time. I know. We're pausing a lot.
I think that's a fair observation in terms of like...
Dude, Fringy says, I think that's a fair, and all of a sudden YMS is like, yeah, yep, Yeah, very aggressively. Dude, I think that's I can't. I actually can't. That's insane.
People don't, like when you think about the films that you like from the past, you're not always necessarily going to be thinking about the ones that were shit. But, I mean, come on, look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. It's awful.
But that's the answer.
That's the answer lies in your media diet, Fringy.
Is within what you just said. It's within what you just said. Look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Unfortunately, your media diet does not account for the fact that there are no good video games with video game stories, with the exception of Fallout New Vegas.
That's not. I'm looking at the whole broader scope of film.
No, I will not play every game you've listed. There are no good games.
You know, it was a good fucking year for movies. 2014. You know, it was a really good fucking year for movies. 2019. Okay.
Yeah, 2019.
I agree.
Still
Really
like,
good year for movies.
there's still
Yeah.
like fuck.
That's when Infinity War came out, right? Alexa, when did Avengers Infinity War release? Okay.
Avengers Infinity War was released on April 27th, 2018.
Fuck, dude. Alexa, stop. You're proving me wrong, you piece of shit.
There's a lot of
That's Endgame. Endgame was not as good.
great shit coming out.
Some would argue that it was not good at all.
I just
I am not one of those people.
I don't. I think
one
that
of the
it's.
observations that I'm trying to make there is that like these films are really bad.
Did I ever tell you what happened? So I went to Avengers. This is a very brief aside. I went to Avengers Infinity War with a couple of friends because a friend of mine's dad owned a movie theater. So we went there and we saw it early. And then my friend then went on Twitter and leaked the death of every major character. And at that point, obviously, I imagine it was already all over the internet. I had not even heard a new Avengers film was coming out. I wasn't really super into Marvel at that point. I had just seen like kind of the characters that I liked. So I didn't even know that was happening. And he just leaked it, and only the people from college essentially saw. So he just ruined the movie for like everybody at college.
Like they're really bad, and consistently to a degree that is shocking compared to.
Nobody died in 2018. Everybody died. Nobody knew, dude. Nobody knew that they would revive all of their cash cows. Who could have known?
Yeah, and it
Like,
wouldn't matter if he's
I
talking
guess,
about
like any-
Marvel or not, if he's going to be referencing how Marvel used to, like 2008 to 2016.
I know, but
were far
but
better.
it is his.
It's not, but like
his
that
serious
is
isn't why Marvel movies suck.
No, but
that's
that,
not his serious.
it's
title.
not about Marvel. It's about how that's one of the prisms of many that we can compare
that was
modern
just
Marvel
one
to past
example.
Marvel. We can compare modern Star Wars to past
Yeah,
Star Wars. We can compare all the IPs that way, and that they've gotten.
I'm gonna go on the Star Wars rant again, aren't I? I might go on the Star Wars rant. Every Star Wars movie are like, you know what it is? The levels of bad vary. But outside of like the original trilogy and like some very specific examples and whatever animated shows, some of the animated shows are good. I haven't seen them. So much of Star Wars is terrible. The majority of Disney Star Wars is terrible, but there is so much of Star Wars that's terrible, and I love it.
Staggeringly horrific.
I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again.
Compared to
Compare
their
the
older
Disney
versions.
live-action remakes to the Disney Renaissance
It just-
animated films.
It.
Dude, I watch what I would deem my favorite Star Wars movie, based purely off of nostalgia, and Revenge of the Sith is actually in some parts like difficult to sit through for me. I actually cringe. It's very good. I mean, I like it. I like the movie. I like it. But some of that early prequel shit is actually... Revenge of the Sith is less so. It's more, obviously, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones visually does not look very good. But I cringe a lot at the early prequel stuff.
Feels so incredibly Disney brained, and I'm trying to encourage an online discourse about film
the
that
Terminator
just like
franchise or,
well, I mean, yeah, there's
Predator, if you want to go for franchises that have a point of... These are really good points of reference because you have films in those franchises that existed 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Dude, guys, listen. I love Star Wars, except that new Rise of the Skywalker movie. That sucked. And obviously, the reason why it was bad is because, like, you know, there was some stuff that happened in The Last Jedi that would make it impossible to have good movies. Also, I did really like... I really did like, what the fuck is the other one? Star Wars fucking 7. I forgot the name of it already. Jesus Christ. I really liked that movie. Then I found out it was basically just A New Hope again, and it was just like a worse version. And I mean, Rey's like a Mary Sue, right? But I mean, I do love the prequels, except for the fact that Revenge of the Sith does not hold up to today's standards. And Attack of the Clones was way worse, actually. It's actually significantly worse. And holy fuck, Kid Anakin is so annoying. And I gotta be honest with you, Return of the Jedi, really, it doesn't really hold up either. Not really a good film. I think it's definitely the worst one of the original trilogy. And hey, look, there's 2 Star Wars movies now.
the whole reused IP thing is like a particularly bad thing right now.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes, and that is more
that's like
prevalent
that's one
now.
thing that's very
That's
specific
more
to this
prevalent
generation,
now,
right?
exactly. Which I imagine.
Yeah.
I could believe that there's one of these videos in this series that is referencing the reuse of old.
Dude, Star Wars is great, but you have to ignore everything that came after 1984. No, okay, Andor is good. I haven't seen it because there's no lightsaber. I'm kidding. I have seen Andor.
But I mean, that's not an unreasonable point. And it's not unreasonable to say, like, why modern movies suck. These franchises get dragged out, like the grave gets dug up and then they parade the corpse around to make more money now.
The biggest problem with Andor is when they had that rape scene in there. Star Wars doesn't need none of that.
Like that could be pointed to as a sort of uniquely modern...
Now I'm just aura farming bad tags.
You know, we're talking about the film industry right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's fair.
And so, yeah, like, just to clarify, do you think, in terms of decades, that we're in a pretty damn bad one overall compared to others, or not?
If we're talking about all film, no, we're not. It is easier for independent artists to create films than it ever has been before. People are shooting films with fucking iPhones. Right?
We're talking about like quality.
Fucking what?
Yeah.
Quality.
Dude, people are filming their movies on iPhones, man.
yourself
That's
careful,
what Drinkers Reviews are missing. He's not acknowledging the fact that these movies and shitter film festivals are filmed on their phones.
I watch an 8-hour lore deep dive of Darth Revan lore.
Oh no!
It is easier for independent artists to create films than it ever has been before.
Dude, shot on iPhone 16.
People are shooting films with fucking iPhones. Right?
We're talking about like quality
fucking,
film.
Yeah.
Dude, he's making this grandiose point. Like, you don't understand. No, this is this is crazy. It's like our time right now is insane. People are shooting films on iPhones, and Rags is like, yeah, no, but we're actually we're talking about the good films here. You know, like the
quality. Yeah,
we're talking about the ones of like high quality, not like the
quality is fucking fantastic right now. Like if you haven't, this is exactly what I talk about in the video. Like if your film diet is narrow to the point where most of what you're talking about is just like franchise IPs.
Listen, I really liked that short movie that that fucking YMS is talking about, but it really grossed me out when they got to that incest scene, you know? What are you talking about? You know, when the one where like that guy, the father figure, like kisses that girl on the lips.
It's the same thing. Like if you were to say, look at the fucking gaming industry, right? Every AAA studio right now is fucking dog shit, microtransactions, like greedy business practices, just so unethical, predatory bullshit, right? And what's different about the gaming culture versus the film culture is that one random guy making Undertale or Minecraft or fucking, you know, like any sort of like indie game or whatever, you can publish it yourself.
Oh, I saw the Minecraft movie.
On the
I'm kidding.
Internet. You can market it yourself on the internet because gamers are all like internet people. You can post it on fucking Reddit. You have a successful game. Everybody knows about Undertale. Everybody knows about Minecraft. The independent gaming scene is what I would like to see the film scene as. But right now, everybody's talking to everybody.
Nobody, dude. If people said modern games sucks, this guy would be like, "Hey, have you even played Glup Shitto Tower? That's only released on Steam and has 34 total downloads."
He's talking about the equivalent of AAA gaming for movies, and my frustration is like, damn. There are all these fucking amazing indie movies.
Bro, there's Critical Drinker could make a video called Why Modern Games Sucks, and it literally would just be modern AAA titles, and no one would have a problem with it.
That exist in the same way that there's all these amazing indie games that exist, but people don't...
Also, I'm sorry, what was the question that he was supposed to be answering? Does anybody remember how this started? Chad, does anyone know what the question was?
Don't talk about them in the same way that they talk about indie games, right? It's less accessible to people because there's a higher barrier of entry for getting your film funded, for getting...
You have to navigate a Rob's Media hit piece to do it.
Your film seen, for getting
version?
Thank you, fake game.
I'm not. Why would so many people be Googling that?
Sorry to do it again. I've read 200 Star Wars books. No longer canon.
I mean, to be clear, that's what YMS has done with his bestiality takes. The ones that we saw in that video were the Silent Hill gameplay too. That's actually the bestiality takes of Legend. In the current canon, he actually is not pro zoophilia.
Seen legitimately, like Joel Haver's releasing his own films on YouTube, and those do decent for like a YouTuber.
But Tooth? It's my game of the year.
I've not played Fart Tooth, no, but thank you, Andrew Skates Badly.
You don't have the same legitimacy as like getting a studio back.
I thought he was ranting about Critical Drinkers movie opinions. I think he is. I think that's what this is supposed to be.
Like professionally distributed film in a theater. There's still a social stigma against just releasing your movie on YouTube, and it needs to, you know.
Oh, wait a minute. That is the movie I saw this year. I watched an indie film. I actually did watch an indie film this year. I watched Spider-Man Lotus. It was not good. So I think that modern movies suck now, okay?
There's a financial incentive. You need to make your money back, and it's more difficult to do that in terms of the film industry.
You're not talking about quality. You're talking about production options.
Yeah.
I'm saying the quality is fucking amazing.
They just stand around talking, you know? It's like they're just sitting there talking, and then, yeah.
You know, you're saying that loads of people have access to create, and now we're getting plenty of options in terms of good things. Of course, more good things will be made if more things are being made. But now there is going to be an enormous sludge of terrible things as well. I know you would agree with that.
I mean, what?
No. There's never a concession. It's just, what? Huh? What are you talking about? Agree to disagree? Hey, I got this 90-minute monologue. There's nothing to do what you're talking about. Do you appreciate that?
There are a lot of bad indie games
what you're saying.
Get made, but there are also a lot of the good indie games as well, right? Like, look at Steam and all of those, like, really
torrent
shitty,
of terrible video games.
Animal Well is a good indie game.
Everywhere, yeah.
Okay, well then I guess if I were to try and, you know, quantify the entire scope of every movie and every game, like my version of saying, oh yeah, the year's fucking great. They're still this decade's great. They're still making great shit. My premise of saying that is based off of the media that I consume. No one can play every game. No one can watch every movie. No
Correct.
one has like an objective.
You can't even watch all the ones you reviewed.
True firm grasp over like what the overall slice of the pie of like bad to good is. So yeah, I think that by saying that like most movies are bad now in a way that is worse than other generations is not only not provable, but like not accurate.
Dude, his title is clickbait. It's not quantifiable. That's why he's racist. Dude, that literally is what we're at here. Because that's what I actually can't, dude. If you try to take his argument and place it in the context of what everyone's actually talking about, it's insane.
Or helpful because it's more reflective of the types of things you consume and less reflective of the overall landscape of what there is to consume.
You are correct. We can't, any individual can't make a statement on the quality of all film as an average. The best we can do is go from every time we watch a movie, what is the likelihood we're going to come away saying, man, that was really awesome and good. And people feel, or at least
depends how you're watching your movies. Depends what movies you're seeing.
Depends on the movie, really.
All right, well,
right?
what are
it
most
depends if you
people
know what
saying?
you're watching. If you go to a fucking film festival and you just watch random movies where...
Dude, hey, you know, I was watching this Critical Drinker video, and it really bothered me specifically, because I have, like, an insane autistic fixation on the indie movie scene. So when he said that all movies are bad, I took that personally, even though 98% of the audience of people who'd watch these videos and see these millions of views pop up, I wonder who these people are. Oh, wait, they're fucking normal people who watch normal fucking movies. Okay, yeah, I get it. You like indie movies. Oh, wow, your media diet is so fucking cool, dude. It's your whole personality, apparently. It's like, okay, that's fine. Fine, you can love your indie movies, but don't make it your entire fucking personality and act like you're better than everybody else.
You're like, you know, it sounds kind of interesting, the description, or like, oh, this is based off of a true story. You're going to have a bad time because half of them are going to be shit. Maybe more than half of them are going to be shit. But if you go to a film festival and you're like, okay, I know this director, I like this award that it won at this thing, that's been pretty consistent, and you actually know how to find things, you're going to have a great fucking time. I'm going to see all the best movies in the year in like a month at TIFF. Like,
It's his iconic trip that everyone's aware of.
Fucking hype for that shit.
So the vast majority of people, right? You know, who go...
Jesus' spirit's coming in hot. If Jesus' spirit was coming in hot, he would know not to spam my chat. See you in 24 hours.
Go to movie theaters and who are
exactly. This is my problem.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy, get the fuck out of my chat.
Exactly. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to help people get the tools to help them have an experience with movies where they're not coming out of it saying like, every movie sucks nowadays.
Why would they say that? Why would they say that every movie sucks now?
Why is YMS's rabid Catholic audience spamming Jesus shit at me in my chat? I'm kidding.
Why do you think that is?
There was one chatter right now who's spamming Bible quotes, and I obviously that must be a YMS fan.
Because they're watching movies that are in theaters at the big chain theaters without knowing what movies to watch, without knowing how to find smaller
We're almost
things.
there now.
Who is Jesus? I understand not knowing. You clearly haven't been watching enough indie films.
There's a KFC in Yemen!
Thank you.
Did you like Joker 2 full of DIX?
I actually didn't watch Joker 2, specifically because I watched a Critical Drinker video, I think.
And
So
You're right,
why
we're getting there, yeah.
is that a change? Why is it that they're saying,
Because
I'm not
because big studio movies are generally bad.
No, we've gotten to a point where they are now generally bad.
Dude, big studio movies are generally bad. No, that's the problem. Thank you, YMS, for pointing it out. Yeah, they are generally bad. Now, that's why people might want to have this discussion.
Used to be relatively normal for entertainment for most audiences, but we're in an unprecedented time of unsatisfaction
Well, how could you concede that point? It makes you look... Okay, whatever. That's the first thing I've heard him concede.
with Hollywood.
But yeah, if we're talking about studio movies, which is what I was saying.
We are! Everyone's talking about studio movies. You're the only guy who's not!
Yeah, so
Right, like,
that would be a fair...
Thank you guys for hitting the goal. You guys have earned another goal. Dude, if we're talking about studio movies, then Critical Drinker is right. That's awesome! Because that's what we're talking about!
paradigm, and that is representative of a change.
But we're saying, man, because I thought that we had this understood. I'm talking about
Dude, come on, I thought we agreed to disagree like 20 minutes ago.
movies as a whole, right? I'm talking about like
No, we
the
both
types of things you
agreed
could be
no one is
consuming in
talking about movies as a
year.
whole because it's not possible.
No, exactly. Neither of us are able to quantify every single movie that
Dude, neither of us could possibly quantify this, but Critical fucking Drinker should have done the
exists
job.
in a year.
Cool.
But based on what your media diet is, if you are accurately being able to select the types of films that you think that you'll be interested in a way that aligns with your taste, there's movies out there for everybody, right? There's movies being made all the time that just don't have the same marketing budget, that aren't in as many theaters. There's some that you'll never be able to see until they're on
He
digital.
just keeps repeating himself. Again, this is the modern YMS take. Oh, you don't agree with me? Let me just restate it 50,000 times until you agree to disagree. He is just looping.
Because they just, it's difficult.
Again, we just spent 26 minutes debating the title of a video he didn't watch.
With Disney
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5, my man.
Thank you.
controlling so many of the theaters, right? So that's why I'm trying to get people away from Disney movies, from studio movies, and to have...
He's trying to get them away.
Not just...
Stop watching Disney, except for The Lion King.
It's like, talk about them and say that they're bad, but not feel obligated to watch them as a part of a cultural conversation.
But you wouldn't need to
right?
do that if the movies they were
unfortunate-
watching was something like the animated Lion King. You wouldn't be like, guys, get away.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god, no! No! Oh my god, no!
If the movies they were watching was something like the animated Lion King, you wouldn't be like, guys, get away from that. That's the mainstream studio shit.
Exactly.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
But this is the unfortunate situation that we're in, and this is just the end result of greedy corporations and then hiring people based off nepotism and not
the message
of people that are actually passionate about the IPs that they're the same shit that's happening about Indiana Jones and all that shit happened with Halo, right? 343 is making all this shit. They don't understand.
Sounds like you'd really love the fucking video that fucking Drinker made.
What made the first games good, but in the gaming sphere,
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
This conversation is what slurs were invented for. Lord Jesus, have mercy on our soul. Deliver us from evil and call YMS an N-word F slur.
Thank you.
Folded hands, honeybee.
Thank you so much.
Can go on Steam and see a cool indie game, and it's right there, and it's easy, and they can just get it right away, right?
I'm playing COD 7, Black Ops 16, fucking... That's what I'm doing, bro. That's how I'm playing that one. I'm playing fucking Fortnite, motherfucker, dude. Oh, what? Something Animal fucking Horse Farm just came out, bro. I'm dropping into Tomato Town.
They don't have to do any effort in terms of finding it. We don't have a Steam for movies, even on fucking iTunes. You don't get.
We don't have a Steam for movies. Isn't that just Amazon? Can't you just buy anything on Amazon? Is it not just Amazon?
Exposed to this sort of thing. And so that's why my argument and my
like even the shit that's not on Amazon, you can buy a DVD of that shit, right? They sell everything.
Presence on the internet and my presence as a person talking about movies, that's part of my goal, is to help people.
Not everything, it's spread across like 50. I'm not talking about Amazon Prime. You could then just buy these things, right? It doesn't have to be a streaming service. Steam is not a streaming service. You can buy a lot of shit for like $3.99, $2.99. It's not explicitly on Prime. You can rent it, or you could buy the full like DVDs or Blu-rays if they're available. Like there's got to be like a huge amount of shit.
Be able to use these tools and be able to help understand how to find the better movies.
That's totally ridiculous, Nick. We're comparing to Steam. If you're comparing to Xbox Game Pass, then yeah, Netflix, there's 50 different streaming services, blah, 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 blah. If we're talking about a Steam game store where you purchase video games and wait for sales, why is that different than going to like Amazon and buying movies during Prime Day?
Dan, and I respect that a lot. You've recommended plenty of films that I never would have seen otherwise, and I appreciate it. What I'm trying to get at, simply, is that same media diet, the one that you'd be critical of.
Or you could have a platform like Steam where everything's in one place. Yeah, I think that Amazon does that. I think that like I don't know if everything is there, because I watch Marvel movies, so I don't know if I'm missing some of the stuff.
Nicholas the Goat.
But you can buy
$5,
like the vast majority of this shit, I imagine.
I think everyone could agree is not fantastic if you only watch let's say you only watch films that come above a $100 million budget. That's awful, right? It's like, oh, that's not good. But rewind just 20 years.
I'm a $1 billion guy. You know, they gotta spend $1 billion to get me into the seats.
30 years, 10 years, whichever one you want. If that same representative diet were being run, they would have more positive entertainment experiences. That's what's being appealed to.
Yeah, I don't disagree that studio movies have gotten worse in the same way that I don't disagree that AAA gaming is like completely fucked.
Okay.
Right? I don't disagree.
See, MauLer is such like he's just trying to like get to a place where they can have a productive conversation. He just wants this thing to be back in the realm of like the living.
Agree with that.
And I respect the fuck out of that.
Just you know, when the title is, you know, why modern movies suck, not why, you know.
Dude, and again, if you dude, I can't take this. I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate YMS. He just said yeah, and then he just repeated why yeah is not okay.
Right. I don't disagree with that. I'm you know, when the title is, you know, why modern movies suck, not why, you know, studio movies suck. And, you know, I'm glad that he is recommending things like Boiling Point. I've yet to see it, but, you know, I'm excited to watch it. I feel like I think you'll enjoy that movie because
I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, okay.
Shout out.
But again, I'm still right. But yeah, okay.
Because I know enough about it that, you know, I have.
MauLer's desperately trying to find common ground. YMS is flatly rejecting it at every opportunity, which is funny because he claims to be the good faith guy. I will show you this right now. Now that we have seen an hour of this video, go look at the comment that he has made, okay? I understand that your takeaway, I'm sorry, even though retrospectively, I can see that everyone in the call but myself was there to debate. Sorry, let me just pull this off to the side. Yeah. Yeah. Even though retrospectively, I see that everyone in the call but myself was there to debate and score points without conceding on even a tiny, minuscule fraction of anything. I was there to have an actual good faith conversation. I was there to discuss and understand differences through conversation, which is why it wasn't at all difficult for me to make concessions like the one I mentioned earlier. He's crazy. He's a crazy, malicious liar. And it seems like he's been for quite a while.
I have my own tools that I can use to determine whether or not I think a movie will be like pretty good. I think that it's important not just to criticize Disney and criticize
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
We've been at this point for a while. We're going to move forward. Let's take a look at our big amount of things here. We can take a look at XQC Gambling.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you
the
for the
movie
$5,
experience. Where are we going to jump in here? Is new bad? New talents. Anybody have a specific spot that they want to jump into? We have so many different options. Bathroom break could be interesting. I wonder what he says when people get up, or maybe he gets up. When MauLer comes in. Propaganda. Oh, let's hit the propaganda section. Yeah, you like propaganda? Let's see propaganda. Actually, they're pretty far through the video at this point. We might jump back.
The film.
We're going to take a look at the end when we get to the end.
Because a lot of films, especially in the 70s.
That didn't make sense. We're going to take a look at the end. We're going to take a look at the end before I get out of here tonight.
80s and 90s were kind of propaganda. And that's not to say that they're bad movies, right? Like,
that's going to go over really badly with a lot of people because the word is very spicy, but that's going to be a semantics thing. It just depends on how you define it and how it's used.
Is this the argument that Terminators was military propaganda or something? Is that going to be? Is that what we're having?
It's literal.
Is Dark Vibe EU a virgin?
I mean,
no, I am not. Why would so many people be Googling?
Thank you, Andrew.
Depending on the film, I'd be inclined to completely agree, but it's such a... Like, I think that's going to come across really insane to a lot of people because they'd rather call it something like persuasive storytelling as opposed to, or some kind of, some other word, because propaganda is too closely associated with, like, war and way higher shit for a lot of people.
Well, it is war because I literally immediately thought of the military. That's so funny that he said that because that was the first thing that came to mind.
But I get what you're saying.
I mean, we can pull up a definition, but I don't mind if people think that that's a weird word to use because I don't think it's untrue.
Well, like I said, I'm pretty much in agreement. I just think that semantically people are going to get like...
Bro, Percival, thank you so much for the gifted. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted. Holy shit, dude, that's insane.
What?
You guys are actually fucking nuts today.
Like, a lot of these films work, have you noticed, like, the trends?
By the way, if you guys are one of the people who got gifted tonight, one of the many, again, thank you so much. You can hop over to the post tab and access the Discord server. Once you get in, whether you paid or you were gifted, you have it for life. I don't go through and find out if you're still a member for the channel. You're welcome to hop in the Discord.
Of like what race the villains were. Have you noticed like when?
Well, yeah. So to make people understand it, you don't necessarily take issue with the presence of propaganda in film, correct?
Yeah, it's just I mean it depends on the context, but I mean it doesn't.
Wait, why would it depend on the? Okay.
Inherently make a film bad, I would say.
All right.
There's been a lot of conflict in American history with Russia. A lot of the villains would be Russians, right? Like the Holy Mountain made like a pretty apt comparison metaphor.
But couldn't... Okay, so now I understand what MauLer was saying. It's like, yeah, but isn't that what like... Is it propaganda or is it like them talking about the life that we're like living in and that's their perception of it? Like that's where their writing is coming from, what they're actually seeing.
About this, where, they were talking about like creating a comic.
Like, I'm not shocked that there's a lot of Russian-related media during the Cold War, right? Is it propaganda? Are they making it for the U.S. government? Or are they making it because that's, like, the life that they currently lead, and that's what they know, so that's what they're writing?
Book where they indoctrinated children into consuming this comic book, and they were like, the government has decided that we want to wage war against Peru, and so we made the main villain the Peruvian monster. Like, all of the films that a lot of that are from this generation of films that this guy loves, and a lot of people that make these same sort of media criticisms love, like a lot of them have a lot of political propaganda in it and a lot of like gender.
Okay, so what he's saying here is you're having a problem with the woke media, but you consumed a lot of politically charged content in the past and you find that content good because you agree with the political leanings. That's what YMS is arguing. Got it.
Propaganda, a lot of race propaganda, a lot of like gender identity propaganda, and maybe we just didn't, necessarily come to terms with what that was as it was happening, but like a lot of it exists, right? And maybe we're just more hyper aware of this conversation nowadays, but that doesn't mean that it's not a thing that existed before, and that this is some like new wave of like movies didn't used to be political. Like I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I think the issue was that movies didn't used to be as bad, or at least mainstream modern movies were not as bad as the current slop that's being put out.
I don't think he'd say movies didn't used to be political. You would say it's a different...
Not even that. It's movies were not as consistently bad as what Hollywood is shitting out in current day. And that's probably accurate as somebody who doesn't watch any of them.
Breed these days.
That's fair. That was more of a statement on... That was more of a generalized statement to the crowd.
The meme of game. I remember when games weren't political and it has pictures of like BioShock, Metal Gear Solid, and Modern Warfare 2. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, I mean, like there's a hyper like the conversation surrounding media. It seems like there's a good chunk of people talking about media online that are under the impression that like things.
And again, there is, I don't know, maybe, is it like bad to say that some of the quote unquote political stuff in those games made those games like interesting to play? And the way that I'm arguing that is like, oh, okay, it's talking about modern war. Okay, well, it's a game about modern war, right? It's not talking about, I don't know, it's a lot harder to sell a real fun gender identity game than it is to sell a game about shooting terrorists in the Middle East. I guess that's probably the best way to describe it.
Didn't used to be political and now they are, or that things are inherently bad because there's anything political in it, which is also just like silly, right? So I'm more trying to argue against that mindset, not necessarily saying that that is what Critical Drinker literally believes. But yeah, I could have clarified better.
Yeah, and also I think a lot of the modern game changes that these people don't like are also like related to the fact that they're trying to expand outside of the reach of what the games were a decade ago, maybe mostly 2 decades ago, where right now the games are trying to appeal to a vast majority of people rather than just fucking gamer dudes, right? The gamer dude aesthetic has kind of been like, they're still the majority of people buying most likely, but they're trying to make these games marketed to women. They're trying to market these games to like, I guess people that they weren't even really conceiving would be gamers back 20 years ago.
Because it's, in a sense...
So it's not always applicable to the people who want to play them, or I guess...
Hasn't got any art or care...
Yeah, games do 2 things. One, they get significantly casual. They start removing difficulty from some of these games. They make mechanics easier for widespread masses. And then for the multiplayer games that are the casual fun that people want to do, those become hyper-competitive esports machines, okay? Yeah, it doesn't really make a lot... You know all those story mode games that you want to challenge you? Well, guess what? It turns out the widespread gaming audience does not want to be challenged in that way. So a lot of these games will be like shit easy. Oh, wait, you want a casual multiplayer gaming session with your friends? Actually, you're going to be playing hyper-specific esports rules. Enjoy.
Casting a character like Ripley from Alien or Sarah Connor from the Terminator movie.
It's always Ripley and Sarah Connor, like every single time. Every single time you talk about like female...
Multiplayer games are sweaty, but that's because of streamers. Maybe it is. It's just funny that like there's 2 completely different standards. Multiplayer games have to be grindy slogs with skill-based matchmaking up the ass, but like the single-player games that I want to challenge me don't offer that level of challenge or are handicapped in mechanics. And if you asked me to defend that, I probably couldn't because I'm kind of just rambling at 2 in the morning. Oh, sorry, it's 1 in the morning. But you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's probably accurate.
Representation in a movie, it's always like...
It's either Destiny or a walking simulator.
We got Ripley and Sarah Connor. And
I gotta say, I will say, I don't like that people are trying to almost rob people of the capacity.
Play a Dark Souls game? I can't do it. I literally have them installed on my console, and I am not playing them. I just scroll past them. I buy them so people think I play them. I'm kidding. But I do at some point need to try Elden Ring. Do you think... Alright, here's what we should do. Because I'm actually interested in continuing this, and I'll be honest with you, it is not happening tonight. I think I'm going to wrap this up and cover a little bit more, and I think we're going to put a bow on this, and I think we're going to come back. And I think I'm going to try Elden Ring when we're finishing this segment, because there's so much to cover. I'm going to watch a little bit more, because we're going to jump around a little bit more, and then because obviously after we're doing this, I need to watch this, or parts of this, the Sitch stream. And this is also like a fucking 11-hour show where there's a bunch of shit with YMS that you do need to see. And then I think it is only right to show MauLer's rebuttal to it. This is a second stream. It is a second stream. So we're going to watch a bit more of this for context, and we're going to come back later.
Did you use those ones as examples because they're often cited, which is something that I've noticed.
Here's
I will try Elden Ring during that segment.
Here's what I'll say about this. I think that it kind of proves that there is like an issue, and I guess you would say that Critical Drinker agrees that this issue exists. And you know, I actually recently watched his.
I will not be doing it while
like
drunk. To be clear,
film.
I will not be taking shots at deaths. I will die.
I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, he does agree with this. Like the fact that the go-to examples are just science fiction movies from the 80s. And it's been so long since then. Like, that kind of sucks.
Do I have Elden Ring on this? What do I even have on this console? Let me see. Game library. Cyberpunk, Death Stranding. I think I have Elden Ring. It has to be here. Oh, Bloodborne. I could do Bloodborne. Do I? I actually don't have Elden Ring on this console. Your collection. I could have sworn I had Elden Ring. I know I have it on Xbox. Because I switched over to PS5 recently. So I don't have everything yet. Demon Souls is here. Do I have the original Dark Souls stuff on this? Because I had all this shit on Xbox. I never played it. Bloodborne, PlayStation Hits installed. Yeah, no, I don't. I have to get Elden Ring. All right, I'm gonna get. I'll get it.
Like that makes.
Oh, I'm not even showing you. That's funny. I had games. I had it all open. Yeah, no, I have no Elden Ring. Dude, I got Pac-Man. Pac-Man World. No Elden Ring. All right, we'll get it.
Me feel like the people that want more women representation in movies, like I can understand where they're coming from when our best examples
if you
are
saw
from
his
40, 50 years ago.
His video that related to women in film, he had a laundry list of all kinds of
Have you played the Jedi games? I've played decent chunks of them, and they're very fun. I haven't had time. There's so much shit that I want to play. I still haven't finished Hogwarts. I don't know. I haven't, dude. I haven't played fucking God of War. I need to play God of War before I play any of that.
examples. I doubt he would have said
either God of War.
If he's lamenting on the fact that people use them as examples because it seems like they should
I want to finish The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, I already know what happens, but I want to finish it.
be more that are prominent in the brain. I would probably argue back to him. It makes a hell of a lot of sense that those are prominent in the brain. Celebrated as part of masterpiece films. There's two of the greatest female characters of all time. Of course they're referenced. Why wouldn't they be referenced? In the same vein, by the way,
the fact that they're so old and that's our best examples is consistently by everybody that
you could see at this point, like 4 hours and 10 minutes in, MauLer's actually getting frustrated.
Reflects a problem.
But like,
right?
if someone asked me like, who's the greatest movie villain of all time, my head straight away goes to Vader, and then it's like, wow, Vader.
You haven't even considered the 60,000 indie films.
Yeah, but that's
like,
not everyone's answer.
That's one of the most common.
Answer.
I'd probably argue that is the most common answer in the film history for people.
I don't know.
You really don't think so?
No, it'd be some random glup shitto character, dude. I can't. I actually. How can you not concede that most people would say Darth Vader? How? Thank you, Kiki.
Probably Darth Vader.
Who do you think would be?
I don't think that the most common answer for greatest villain is Vader.
Who do you
I
think
that
would be
it would be in the Reddit thread for sure.
Who do you think?
Well, yeah, but that's the point. So would
Dude, this guy thinks of life as a never-ending Reddit thread, dude. I can't.
Sarah.
But the Reddit thread would include like 200 different answers for male villains, and female main characters. Would
I didn't even
like
say male
20
villains. I said villains in general, which is it's going to be
villains or
broader.
whatever, right?
But it's the same principle. We draw.
Dude, I love Gus Fring. I love Gus Fring. I love Space Gus Fring. I love Far Cry Gus Fring. I absolutely adore Gus Fring.
From some of the most prominent and remembered ones. It would
play Ghost of Tsushima. I have to play it. I know.
Be weird if I was to reference.
It's not an issue that we draw from the most prominent. The issue is that the most prominent is a very small laundry list compared to what If we're talking about male representation of characters in movies.
Oh yes, I love Vought Gus Fring. Vought Gus Fring is very good.
There's no.
I like when he sometimes uses the accent and other times does not.
Point of even trying to list them, because that's just like fucking most movies that are good, right? Like the fucking IMDb top 250 or whatever, like just scroll down that, or like whatever your metric for just judging a good film is, it's just there, right? It's not a challenge. You don't have to come up with answers. You don't have to try and make a list, because like no one's even arguing about it, right? Whereas when we talk about strong female characters, it's not
Rey Skywalker is the number one strong female character. Rey Skywalker. It's Rey Skywalker. I think it's Rey Skywalker.
Huge list, or at least in terms of like the type of media that the average person consumes.
Rey Skywalker, Gus Fring, two best characters ever of all time. Yes.
And what type of character would constitute as a strong female character for most people talking about films?
I think how many do you think that one would have to list before you'd be like, oh shit, I guess there are a lot?
Sorry, I've never watched any of those movies. I couldn't know. I think all movies have bad stories.
That's an interesting question.
Just answer it, you asshole. That's kind of an interesting question. Fuck you.
Because from my perspective, when I'm talking about the grand scheme of like every movie and like all the movies that I haven't seen, or like, you know, when
Bro, I cannot believe they sat with this guy for 8 hours while he continued to do this, dude. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would not be able to handle this stream. The amount how did MauLer do this for that long? I would lose my mind.
Talk about strong female characters in films. I think what we're really talking about is like strong female characters in films that are accessible to the average person. Whereas like I'm sure, you know, movies from any country of any budget of like any level, like if we're including literally everything, then the answer is infinite and they're being made forever. Like the answer is infinite for anything, right? Like, so that's a difficult question. I'm not sure how to answer that.
Yeah, and so
all I'm saying is that in terms of movies that people are aware of, in terms of movies that like, you know,
I almost feel cynical about this, that the true answer to this question could literally be that people just don't have the lists on their brain, which is fine.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know.
Every fucking sentence is a huge inconvenience. He's just waiting for it. You are correct, YMS. I agree with you. You are very correct.
Would you agree that there's less strong female characters than male characters in media?
Yeah,
okay,
easy.
well then we agree.
Okay.
There it is. We agree. We figured it out. We actually agree. We agree now. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Not good characters, but it's like it's literally always those two examples, which kind of proves the point, right? Like, I don't know. It's not to say that every movie within that generation is like therefore bad because it didn't include female characters, right? It's just an argument that like, hey, you know, maybe there could be more characters like Ripley and Sarah Connor, you know, like maybe
write them.
You know, especially to people that really feel so emboldened by this sort of like America was great because we had muscle people in the 80s, like in the same way that you might feel happy about yourself being represented in that way, you know, like there's other people that might.
I mean, you went through each of the decades describing the general sort of outlook of different characters that were prominent in film. Like, they weren't necessarily that he appeals to them as a person himself, just that was the commonalities.
All right, let's move up a little bit because I feel like we're looping too hard here. So where we went from propaganda. Let's go to conspiracy. Let's stick with what we're doing here.
We talk about the people who have
Which I
never
agree, by the
seen
way,
a movie that's not in the main theaters.
The people who say like they're trying to.
Oh, guys, have you mentioned the media diet yet? I just jumped 5 hours ahead. They're still talking about the same thing.
Prevent me from seeing Sound of Freedom. No, I'm agreeing with you that it's silly.
The filmmakers agree.
Oh, do they?
No, the filmmakers have, they've released like a statement being like, AMC is not trying to prevent people from watching the movie. AMC is the only reason why it's successful is because they're fucking playing our movie. Like,
yeah, no, I would.
It's a very fun.
You should check out the Arnold section. What is the Arnold section?
Funny conspiracy theory. And you know what's funny? I actually have like an updated. I mean, I have my own conspiracy theory about it that I think is at least fun to think about. It would be funny if it turned out that AMC was like fucking with people and making their experiences uncomfortable. It would only be because they discovered that that's free marketing and that every time they do that, some nut job is going to come out of the theater being like, you have to watch Sound of Freedom because they're trying to stop you. That would be funny. I don't think that.
Oh, the Arnold Schwarzenegger section. Let's see.
Like what the franchise has done to the
I thought it was going to be Hey Arnold. It's kind of late.
Of Luke Skywalker, that he personally feels offended and affronted by it. Sometimes it seems to me that you're driven by a kind of a love of narrative and story and almost like Joseph Campbell-like ideas of how a hero should function and what a story should do. I've got a few things I want to run by you. Like, I used to think, it's like a little hypothesis of mine, that American movie stars somehow embody how they regard, how that nation in particular, and let's face it, it's still the nation that defines our planet, like how it sees itself at a particular time. Like when it was Schwarzenegger and Stallone.
Dude, he's just sitting there smiling, dude. Look at him.
It was a kind of rebooted 1980.
Really,
with heft.
You realize Arnold Schwarzenegger is like not American. Really,
Sorry,
I mean, like,
hard disagree with that. Arnold Schwarzenegger
He's very
is
American.
As an immigrant.
He's an American citizen. He was the governor of California.
Yeah, I mean, you got him there, Fringy. He was the governor of California. Yeah, I would say that's probably pretty American.
Was the governor?
I know, but he's
Hassan Piker's a Turk.
he couldn't be.
He's not American.
He was-
Yeah, who cares? He was born in New
like,
Jersey.
born there. So yeah, you're right. The way I phrased that was improper.
Well, it's just he's
No, it's not improper. You're just wrong.
an American. Like,
You just laugh. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not American. It's like he's the fucking governor of. He was the governor of California. He's very American. Yeah.
he's an American citizen.
I just-
and he lives in an American political office, and he's hyper.
I agree with you.
involved in American. Okay,
That's good that you agree with. I don't know.
I agree with you. We're also talking about a period of time where he was like way before he was governor,
This was before he was in public office, so you have to consider how American he was then.
right?
Fun fact: I believe that he was an American citizen before even the first Terminator movie. He's been an
I
American
believe he was
for like 40 years.
Yeah, I believe. I agree that he was a citizen. I just think that it's a funny example with an accent that thick.
Do you think that all these immigrants that come over, they're just not citizens to you? Oh, they went through Ellis Island like everybody else. Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, no, that guy, that's a Greek. Get that guy out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
We're
talking about like
he has a interesting accent, a very distinctive accent, but he definitely.
Yeah. But also, isn't that awesome though?
Definitely American.
Like that he be seen as quintessentially American when he's so clearly not got an American accent. Like
no, why would that be awesome? He's not from insert specific.
I feel
he doesn't check enough boxes, MauLer.
I feel like that's a good thing.
That's not a good thing for why.
That's not a bad thing.
Well, because his documentary on Netflix, which was really cool, like he talks strongly in the bodybuilding episode about how strongly he identified with American culture, that he needed to be in America, he wanted to be over in America, and I mean he got about as fully involved in being an American as you can get in terms of the impact on culture and being in political office. Governor of California, holy shit.
If I were to think of like quintessentially American, I guess I would think more stereotypically American and not just an American immigrant.
Why would you do that? Have you not seen any indie Americans? So you gotta move out your racism literacy. What does your racism diet look like these days?
It's like MauLer said, right? Isn't that's kind of interesting that Arnold Schwarzenegger could be considered American when in some ways he doesn't come across as like, I guess, what you would consider like a hyper stereotypical American action hero movie man.
And
though to some extent he influenced it, right? As a perception.
Country of immigrants, by the way.
Yeah, and as a man, he wanted to capture America.
He needs a better race diet, you know.
Like he considers himself Austrian and American, and that they like.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Incredibly important to him as identities, and of
YMS
course,
is the living embodiment of the strongest case against the First Amendment. How do you disgrace someone who doesn't understand the concept of shame?
I don't know. What do I do? I can't. This is just. I don't know.
What
that means is that YMS will continue to march on.
Talking about, which I completely agree with, is the stars of the times will represent like attitudes toward, from whatever particular point of view is representative.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up, and we're gonna take a look at some of the outro here. I do want to include that as well. So we're gonna take a look really fast at. Where is this? Copyright YMS1, so that's the promotion. There's like a wrap up here, closing. Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, sorry, there's one called Genuinely Good Faith, and it's only 2 minutes long, so we're gonna watch that.
Feel it, you know?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of trying to erase history or trying to alter it to make it more palatable to people, because it's like you're trying to pretend that things, like mistakes that were made in the past didn't actually exist.
I completely agree.
And so it's like you can't,
as do I.
There's like the good and the bad that comes with it, and I think you should just be honest about this stuff. And it filters through to movies and things like that. Like you can look at movies that were made like Gone with the Wind or whatever back in the 30s and 40s. Yeah, they don't align with our current standards or our current like cultural zeitgeist. But they're not meant to, because they were made in a very different time. But we respect the time in which they were made, and we can look back on them now and say, well, yeah, okay, that's changed since then. But it deserves to be shown because it's an artifact from when it was made.
Mate, thank you so much. You're quite right. It's really plain that all of your work comes from a place of genuine love of cinema and storytelling, and as you say, the currency of authenticity. Thanks so much, Will, for joining us.
I don't disagree with. I believe that his takes also. I literally agree with Russell Brand here. I believe that the Critical Drinker's takes come from a love of cinema and authenticity, but what he perceives to be as cinema and authenticity, not my definition of that, right? I don't believe that he's a bad faith actor. I don't believe that he is.
It's like, dude, you have a YouTube channel that is sizable where you talk about your movies. Like, okay.
Like a bad faith, like, oh, I'm trying to just make my political beliefs for everybody. And like, blah, 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 blah. Like, he's coming from a genuine place.
I just think that it's like a very narrow mindset. And that again, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. Like, this guy's got fucking almost 2 million subscribers. Like, I don't think that there's that many people.
Bro, your content is so dangerous because you don't watch fucking glup shitto indie films seen on the fucking on the scene type movie
that are just like so bad faith that they're like, oh yeah, I want to pretend as if like I believe what he's saying. Like,
yes, this is like a purity Ouroboros.
A lot of people really connect with this shit. A lot of people really connect with it.
Do you still feel it's narrow, or just narrow by comparison to your own?
Yeah, still in comparison to my own, I would say, but not as narrow as I.
Because like I wouldn't take any issue with
the
that.
argument of like he's not, you know, promoting smaller films that or good examples of things that he likes. Like, that's not something. That
he did end up going down the you don't make enough positive video rabbit hole. Say that again. Say what again?
Stand by.
Ouroboros.
But
somebody clearly hasn't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX to get their translation.
I mean, yeah, if we're talking comparatively, I don't know. If
mine is narrow compared to yours. Like you
Go watch when Zane summons Cyber Ouroboros. That is exactly how he says it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
It always
you know, there's different goals and
recommendations.
different tastes and different sensibilities, and there's nothing wrong with that. We have to understand why. It's important to understand why. It's important to understand why people agree with this, right? So,
actually, speaking of Arnold Schwarzenegger, do you remember when what was it? Actually, that's like a vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! GX reference. Hold on. Yeah, look, dude. They had somebody do a they gave the oh god, YMS, don't watch this. It might give you a massive rager. So they gave him this voice. Yeah, it was a mammoth. Crystal Beast, Amber Mammoth. Look at this. Arnold Mammoth.
I would love to pummel that little toothpick of a man.
Dude, the dub was crazy.
Hasta la vista, baby! I'll be back!
This is why dubs were good, dude. This is why dubs were awesome.
Looks like a costume party. Jess, do you want some pancakes?
Because like he could talk to his monsters, so he had to actually give them like voices.
Save me, Jesse!
Save me, Jesse! Sorry.
It's not as simple as just saying like, oh, he's lying. Or, oh, he's you know, just incorrect about it. Like, he believes what he's saying. He believes what he's saying. I believe that.
There was one episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX where it was like such a dark episode. They gave the guy to fix it. They gave the enemy like a baby voice. Like he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come get you, man!" And he's like crying or whatever. Like they gave it was actually like a tense, like dark scene, and I guess that wasn't good for the kids' audience. They replaced it with a fucking baby.
To come on your show if you'll have me. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure.
Stay free with Russell Brand. See you first on Rumble. We can't make our wonderful content.
Damn!
Is that real? I think if I look up this one phrase and I search by video, I will find it. Yeah, dude, look what okay. The context for why they butchered this is because they're dueling in a cage with shock collars, okay? In like a black market that this was something that could not, I guess, appeal to children. But yeah, they're like slaves.
Thought you had me, didn't you, Truesdale? No.
And it's Goku's voice actor, I think, right? Is that not Goku's voice actor?
Oh, you see why I'm the king of the cage?
They offset the context that they're both like they're in a slave duel in the basement, and Goku just starts talking like a baby.
Thought you had me, didn't you, Truesdale? Now you see why I'm the king of the cage. Not yet.
Dude, and you just hear him, and he's just like he's literally acting like this is like one of the best performances that this voice actor gives.
What that mean?
It is Sean Schemmel, yeah.
You win? I do not think. I know it with all my soul.
All right, let me get a little. Hold on, yeah.
Right.
Dude, he's just like aggro and angry.
My deck and call it to the field. Let me see. Who will I use to tear you to shreds? I know. Chimera Tech Overdragon. Are you sure about that? I haven't been this sure in months. But first, I need to remove.
I'm sorry. This is the most aggressive Dude, this is such a funny segment in current day.
6 of my monsters from the game. Actually, I'm only required to remove 2. But I'm in a destructive mood today, so let's do this. I remove 6 of my dragons from play. And now, meet the last monster you'll ever see. Rise, Chimera Tech Overdragon!
What is his response? Please be funny.
That's a whole lot of attack points!
Dude, the dub raped this scene.
Now, Overdragon, it's time for revenge! Attack his multiple...
I fucking love that dub, bro. It's insane. That's an abridged. No, it's not. That's Sean Schemmel. That's not abridged. That was the show. That aired on fucking TV. Yeah. They literally ruined like one of the most okay, whatever. Okay, I'm sorry.
I saved. I saved a good 20 minents here.
We did it. Hooray.
Boy.
We conquered.
I'm so happy.
We stopped there, or was there?
That was the 4Kids dub. That's real.
Do you want to?
Dude, I think the rest is just Patreon credits.
Okay.
Good job, patrons.
We did it. We actually did cover a 2.5-hour video.
Keep in mind, he doesn't even sound angry leaving this call, despite the fact that the audience is like blasting him. What the fuck is this guy on? I'm reading the comments now. Oh my god, he's got a steel chair.
Transformed 8.5 hours, 8 hours and 32 minutes.
I was gonna
That's
say,
not bad for us.
That's more than
actually
double
not bad for us.
what
yeah.
It took them 8 hours to watch that.
said you were gonna. So thanks for that. Closing. All right. In terms of this whole subject, my big concern is simply that the world we're currently in on the internet is filled with way too much passion for burning bridges and a jump to it sort of
And this is so wholesome. Can we just find common ground?
thing. And whenever I see conflict with any kinds of spheres that I'm even remotely connected to, stepping on each other because of clips they see or takes they see,
He's trying so hard. It's so sad.
and they assume the worst because there are so many people who do it for the worst reasons. I'm always like, damn, that's a missed opportunity because that could have gone a completely different direction. Obviously, I'm biased in this regard.
Dude, he got off the stream and he's like, all these people were out to get me and score points with their audience. Like, he's such a piece of shit.
One of the first episodes of EFAP, we had JXE on, and since has become one of the closer friends I've had on the internet, you know, and that could have gone a completely different direction easily. Could have been really bad. Like, he covered my stuff, we brought him on, talked to him, and everything got settled, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, MauLer didn't even bring a steel chair. He brought he brought a fucking olive branch. It's insane.
And so, like, I feel like you, as a very great influence on film as an art form, and Drinker as someone I'm very much invested in that way, I feel like this is easy for a connection to be made, and for you know, certain things that need more attention to potentially be filtered
Will you have a chat with Critical Drinker?
through. Not to mention, you know, I would love to have you on Open Bar as a guest. Obviously, I'd have to talk to him about it.
Will you talk to Critical Drinker with me? Is another one. Dude, there's so much opportunity here. Just to
and it's unfortunate that, like, this would be the first major interaction, technically speaking, as opposed to something more neutral, or rather literally just a conversation where ideas can be shared as opposed to different directions being going down. Because like I said, I've got a decent investment in both of you, and I just feel like it's there's a lot you guys would agree on.
So anyways, YMS stopped hanging out with the show people and kind of didn't talk to MauLer much anymore, as far as I'm aware of, based off of what he says in the second video here. So that didn't last very long. I think he posted on Reddit that he was like distancing himself, but I couldn't find that.
The opposite.
Yeah, I mean, in the stream that I made,
I think I actually can. I heard this clip before because MauLer joins in right here. Spoilers.
And it gets you know, however many pro. Like I said, that to me is just is being commented on. That would be a really weird thing for us to do. Of course, we would.
Wait, we're too far.
I haven't reached up to him entirely. I'm not,
here, this is it. Listen to this.
He spoke to him on the stream, and I haven't really had much of any interactions since. I'm not sure that he wants to speak to me ever again, which is
Dude, they go from this conversation, I'm pretty invested in the both of you. It'd be cool if you guys have a casual chat too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's never going to talk to me again.
I agreed with like half of it, but
like, I'm sorry, how do you, like, you can't possibly see MauLer or EFAP as the bad guys here.
you know, my main concerns are
He changed his friend diet. Yeah.
more with the nuance and I guess more the intent of where we're trying to attribute these mistakes from, whether or not it's you know, bad writing or like a cultural you know, like trying to form culture into like a specific way. Yeah, we have agreements and we have disagreements. Here's my question. So do you feel, you asked me how much I felt of my criticisms in this video held up to, you know, like
oh my god, dude, how much do you think
perfect
that
standard or whatever, or you know, there's some assumptions that were made and some misinterpretations, and you know, I went pretty good faith and
dude, I was so good faith here. This is like my iconic good faith dance.
You know, I didn't make an essay video or like an attack video, right?
Oh my, yeah, I didn't make an attack video. I just sat here ranting like a jackass on stream for a couple. Oh my god, dude. At least you didn't make one of those hit piece YouTube videos with, I don't know, research and clips.
Anything, I don't think. But do you feel as though any of my criticisms were justified?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I think Drinker could word for more clarity. But the problem, of course, is that he's in a relatively quick interview and he doesn't know what should necessarily be explained further or what would be misunderstood.
So you're talking about the veil of hindsight. Like, yeah, with hindsight, he obviously should have expanded here and there.
I would still recommend that if you wanted to do anything of this kind of approach...
There's no way that the fucking resolution is... So, yeah, I do think that if you want to take a look at Drinker, you probably should just watch his videos. There's no way that MauLer is looping back to the first question 8 hours in.
Nick Oreo.
To him.
Mr. Oreo.
Oh, no, it's approached him. I thought he was going to... I thought they never got off the first question.
I would still recommend that if you wanted to do anything of this kind of approach to him on a stream, that the better move would have been to check out, like, 3 videos from him about 3 things you'll...
No, wait, that's literally it. Dude, it's all the way back to point number 1, because there's like, that's it. That's all you have to say.
Like, familiar with.
Give me a list.
Oh, well,
give me a list, dude. Give me a list of videos I need to go watch for homework.
Okay, yeah, I will. And it would be interesting to see you check out his What is Woke video as well.
Give me a list. Okay. Never speaks to him again.
See what you think.
I don't know if again is there, but that's, I guess, what the feeling was by the Sitch stream.
Okay. Put that on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Were we
Wait, I've never even watched a Drinker video. They spent so much time talking about a Drinker title that he'd never even watched. They were arguing. We sat here for like fucking, it felt like 40 minutes watching them argue over a video that YMS never saw.
Yeah.
Were we planning on talking about copyright or no?
That's so awkward. Oh, it's so awkward. So they had a fireside chat and assassinated this guy for 8 hours and 36 minutes nicely without going hard on him at all. Or like, sorry, not hard on him at all, but hard on him in a way that would like be considered mean, I guess, right? And then he's like, "Hey, you want to still talk about some copyright stuff?"
Did we want to do? No, I don't want to make you stay for
It's like, can you just please leave the stream? This is like really awkward.
even longer. Holy shit! It's 8.5 hours. If I assume we're on the same team with the copyright stuff, right?
Dude, someone should try to watch anything without prejudging it.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, we can have a little blurb if you want.
Go.
So, does YMS have his own search bar when he logs into YouTube?
Go for it. Whatever you want.
I don't know if what were you planning on it being like an in-depth conversation or like watching any XQC stuff? Or...
Oh well, we're doing that for the.
Dude, the chat is still mauling you. Give me a list, mate. You're an adult. You can go look up and research his material yourself.
The next EFAP, we're gonna watch the H3 XQC debate. That was.
Nice.
Dude, and they're doing Kleintent, bro. They're literally about to cover... Dude, that's crazy.
Have a particular guest, but we're going to have to move it around. It won't be tomorrow, guys. That's not going to be happening anymore. Be next week. But, yeah.
Dude, they're covering EHD.
If you wanted to join us for that, you're welcome to.
Dude, if you want to come back for the Ethan Klein, I have a feeling he didn't show up for that episode. Would you say that's the case?
Oh no, I don't have time. I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I got no time for that. Sorry, or any of those critical drinks.
Well,
move stuff around to do this. So.
We seriously appreciate the hell out of you
He's got no time. Meanwhile, he just spent 8.5 hours on this fucking show.
spending this much time with us to talk through all of this stuff.
I guess maybe he doesn't have 8.5 hours 2 weeks in a row. That's fair.
And that I think there's hella toxicity, as someone might say, between different communities clashing hard. But I think this kind of communication is honestly rare and should be something that we work toward more.
Oh my god! Every new sentence out of MauLer's mouth hurts more.
So then,
dude, we should strive for this level of never spoke to him.
Stay away from.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I understand that not everybody is.
Dude, the second YMS looked at the chat, it was fucking over.
On the same wavelength about everything.
But I'll be honest, this was my takeaway from when I watched part of this the first time. If he had such a visceral reaction to his friend's little brother being a Drinker fan, what did YMS think when he found out that MauLer does open bar every week with Drinker? Like, at that point, he probably checked out, right? I'll try to find that clip before we exit.
You know, I feel like I make that clear with the type of, I guess, content that I produce and the type of presence I have on the internet. I feel like I get along with most people to some degree.
I can't stop seeing parallels between YMS and Bo Blacks. Yeah, me neither. This is like adult Bo Blacks.
Are you planning on ending your stream?
Are you planning on turning it off?
We're probably going to talk a little bit about the state of everything, dates, there's some shopkeeping, so to speak, to let the EFAP community know about. But other than that, yeah, we're probably wrapping up soon.
This is so awkward.
Do you wanna spam your chat my
Oh, he's not read the room. He doesn't know. Oh no. Do you want to send them to my channel? Dude, the whole chat is like, geez, you guys are still here? Please, no more YMS. Nothing. Okay, dude. Holy fuck. He really just looked at Drinker politically. Nostalgia Critic is a better movie reviewer than YMS.
Twitch or Kick link? Because I'm going to get some cardio in, and I'm going to play Beat Saber for like an hour.
Dude, you just know that he turned on Beat Saber as soon as the stream was over, and the whole chat was bashing him for media diet. And at that point, it was just like, yeah, no more MauLer. We're done.
Absolutely. Do you want to link your preference?
Sure. Well,
this reminds me of Flamenco. Yeah, he's Bo Blacks and Flamenco combined.
Which one do I prefer? I guess I prefer Kick right now because.
Well, I've got your main channel is in the description, of course. You can sort of take the opportunity if you want to tell people.
I'm not streaming on YouTube, but
no. Of course, I just mean in general, talk to people about what you do and why they should.
Dude, he's actually brigading himself right now. Hey. Stop brigading yourself. Stop brigading yourself. Stop brigading yourself.
And subscribe to you, of course.
Oh, my main channel is YourMovieSucks. You can find it by going to youtube.com/@YMS.
Someone just wrote not ring fit.
I made a pretty good video debunking a 25-year-old animation conspiracy called YMS Kimba.
Wait, isn't Kick a racist platform?
I made a pretty good video.
He's like, all right, anyways, that's why Critical Drinker is a political hack. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be streaming on Kick right now.
Lion King Part 1.
He's inadvertently sending himself hate. Dude, he's actually hate rating himself. He's just too stupid to realize it.
I made a pretty good video, YMS The Little Mermaid, and if you enjoy those, then I hope you...
Dude, yeah, MauLer manually posts his YouTube channel in chat.
I hope you get hooked enough to listen to me talk about smaller films and, expand your media diets and hopefully...
Expand your media diets?
When it means...
Did they sell that on merchandise? Do they have like an EFAP hoodie that has media diet on it?
Hopefully it means something when I recommend something and everybody checks it out. Or when I strongly recommend something. When I give a 6 out of 10, you don't have to watch it. Okay.
Okay.
You don't.
The Kimba video was great. You actually did your homework that time.
No, yeah, that's not a strong recommendation. But if I give a fucking 8 or above, that means go see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do game streams. I do
I'm gonna restrict my media diet after today from Lightning and
editing streams. I do music. I make music.
Dude, this is so fucking awkward that he's just sitting here promoting at the end of the stream.
Oh, wow. He's a music maker.
He just keeps going. This guy, he's a jack of all offs, dude.
I am.
Did you
not know that I did music?
I knew it.
I did.
Hey, did I mention I do music? Yeah, I didn't know I did music.
I did know that you did music.
Just
he sings, he dances.
Dude, imagine if Bo Blacks did this instead of rage quit when Turkey Tom got in the call. He just sat there self-promoting for fucking 30 minutes.
That was the outro.
This is what we're missing in commentary drama. If you're nice the whole time, you can sit here and have the guy try to self-promote and send the hate raid to himself.
For a lot of your older vids.
Older videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Is so mad.
Yeah. It's the outro on the Adam and Pels.
What else do you do? Don't stop. Keep going.
I didn't know that was coming. That just killed me. That just fucking killed. You called it. You did call it AC-130. I just saw that. Oh my god, dude. I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you just said that.
It's the outro on the Adam and Pels.
What else do you do? Don't stop. Keep going.
You write books?
I have a food channel.
You do? Wait, you do? This is actually news to me.
I actually didn't know you had a food channel.
I know. It's literally, you know what's great about having a food channel? You can write off all of your
This is insane. This is actually insane.
food.
That's true. It's a business expense. That's unironically true.
Yeah.
If I get anything for my computer, that's a business expense.
Everyone should have a
You know what? I think this guy might be autistic. I might be conceding.
food channel. It saves you money.
YMS Eats.
Literally. Fuck it.
Why not?
You save money.
Nice.
Reviewing all them
Right
foods
after
out there. Do you actually review them or you just eat them and that's it?
I mean, it's on camera. Sometimes I give my thoughts about
Sometimes
it.
you're like, yeah, that's
Sometimes I
okay.
try to make it a bit more of a It's a part of the business. It's part of the business model, you know?
That's right. That's right.
Sometimes he reviews food that he didn't even eat.
Right.
Makes sense.
Because, you know, who can eat that much in one sitting, right?
Make
It's a
that
business
money.
expense.
Chew that food. Calories for
What other channels do I have?
cash.
There's a clips channel. There's the YMS highlights channel, which is where the video we just reacted to came from, and which is where my perspective of this stream will also be. I might actually should I show your chat in my upload as well? Because that could be edited.
That's awesome. Can you just get off
I
the
think that's
fucking
something we should
stream?
also do.
I don't know how much one would gain if they were a fan
Dude, yeah, can I put your chat on my stream where they're calling me a fucking retard for 8 hours?
of your work to see if
You put all the mean people who've been making fun of you for 8.5 hours. Should I put that chat in my video?
Fap chat on the screen for all of that. They were incredibly angry.
Okay.
No, they weren't exactly doing constructive additions. Not.
Dude, the chat's like, show us, put us on the screen.
I mean, a lot of them were, but a lot of them were just very angry.
Do I have permission if we think that it's kind of funny? Maybe I
Sure.
wasn't looking. I didn't have the tab open, but
it's kind of what I was talking about. It's like people get very
He didn't know. He didn't know.
sensitive. I think you've talked about it, right? Like taking personal insult when creators they prefer it. It happens.
Yes, I've talked about this many times.
Yeah.
Dude, he didn't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would
Go
like
ahead.
to point out someone in chat though. I like this comment. They said, "I'm not a fan of rags, but YMS is massively worse."
You know, that's funny, actually, Rags, because...
And do you know what else is massive?
There you go, Rags.
Oh, we could. So there, we could leave that there and let it simmer. Just let that marinate.
Do you just know that he just opened the chat right now? And he just... Dude, at 8:42, 8 hours and 42 minutes into the stream, he just found out that everyone hates him. And you're now finding out after 20 minutes of promotion, he just figured it out.
YMS was really funny on EFAP. for Final Destination and Saw. He was really fun and it does suck a bit foamy he can't handle criticism.
I gotta check it out then. I don't even know if this is just handling criticism as in like basic human function. He doesn't exhibit what you'd expect from a basic human as they're functioning.
Okay, yeah. Let me know.
Dude, he's just reading. He's finally at a loss for words. He's finally stopped talking.
Okay, yeah. Let me know.
By the way, if you've got no
He actually just figured it out.
company and wouldn't mind it, I'd happily watch Boiling Point with you tomorrow if you want.
You want to watch a movie tomorrow with me?
I do have company.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a long
never
friend that I
mind.
haven't seen him in fucking
Oh no!
like 2 years, and
Is he the friend whose brother is?
I'm debating whether or not to like do a watch along and just have him on mic, or just to have like a normal hang out with him. I have this problem where I try to like work no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Wait, so you have your friends come over and you're like, all right, we got to film this show. Who the fuck would want to hang out with you? It's so weird. Dude, they hang out, yeah.
Yeah, it's an issue. I'm about to do my cardio and stream it, right?
I have put it in chat. YMS on Kick. Go check him out. He's gonna do cardio.
If I wind up doing a watch along, would you even be like? I don't know what you're.
Dude, his voice just cracked again. Oh no.
Sleeps? Are you essentially like
A
on
demon
the same
person?
sleep schedule you are on right now?
Whatever you like, I'd be able to make room for it because it is Sunday tomorrow. I don't think Drink is back, so we won't be doing catch
When
up.
do you?
So.
So they never
sleep.
A really good question.
I don't know how MauLer does it. I was watching it like 4 a.m. my time, which I don't even know what time it is for him. But he was like, what was it, like 10 hours in or like 8 hours in to the drinking stream, playing Bloodborne, and then the next day I got home at like 6 o'clock, and he was doing open bar, but he was hungover to shit, so he must have slept at that point. And he was then doing another live show when I got back to my computer. It was actually the most insane thing I've ever seen.
That, yeah, whenever we can, just whenever.
I don't know how you do this.
I wouldn't recommend
you do, like,
it.
12-hour streams when you're like
you got to remember as well the convergence of 3 different, drastically different time zones as well.
Yeah.
You got
Remember,
Australia,
I'm in America,
UK.
America, Australia, and Wales.
Mhm.
So,
I fit in like fucking 2 hours for my podcast of different time zones. Like, it's not 12 hours.
That's how far we're willing to go to
How you do
save
this shit.
storytelling, Adam.
That's right.
Mhm.
Where
Do you drink
others
coffee?
are.
I drink a lot
You
of
have
coffee.
caffeine?
Yeah, it's a problem, I think.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
I cannot believe this show is still going. I don't want to turn it off. It's so much more, like, it was entertaining the whole time. It's more entertaining now that he knows.
Eat during these also? I like
Dude, Adam, the stream is over. Go home.
left a bunch of times.
We assumed that was to pee.
I haven't peed yet, and I'm looking to.
YMS and
Dude, he's like, please get off the stream. I have to go to the bathroom.
we were on a pissing contest. We were just pissing.
And that's good. That's
That'd be a
healthy.
lot.
We should make
But
a
I also
peeing
drink a lot,
podcast.
so.
I drink a lot too. I drink a
drink
whole
a-
bunch
we
of
could-
water.
we could start the
Water.
Yeah, and these guys are actually insane. So they're doing all this stuff. I didn't realize the time zones were so far apart. But watching them do and taking part in EFAP 300 and EFAP 350 is just such a cool experience. Because like these guys are doing this for like 24 hours in some cases, I think plus, right? They went above 24 at some points, right? But like watching them do it, they're exhausted. They do their hour break and stuff, and they come because I think they do the Batwoman during the breaks and stuff, and they get back to it. They're ready to go again. I have no idea how they do it. Like MauLer puts in so much prep time for his live streams. Like he shows up with the boogie stuff when we did that. He had that whole video set to react to. He did like tons of research, archived exactly what was necessary, had kind of a through line. It's essentially like making a mini video specifically to react to on the stream. I mean, those guys go above and beyond for their show. It's like no wonder it's so successful.
We started a podcast called Pisscast.
Oh,
Pisscast,
dude.
yes.
Yes.
I was just about to say Pisscast. Absolutely.
It only
give
goes for as
tips
long as the
on,
first person needs to pee.
Tips, tricks.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
That sounds horrendous. Actually,
we'll lift the
idea of,
lid on
a competition is to hold in your piss because the first person who pisses loses. That sounds hellish.
That might be the opposite of ours.
They
it's the
actually
first
tried
person
that
who
on a radio
pisses.
station,
Did they?
and it was also you
You can drink so much water. That...
My understanding is that it was a large part contributed to the fact that she couldn't piss.
So
that you could drink as much water as you want.
When does he finally leave? Oh, he's about to go.
Kick www.
It's actually insane that he's shouting out his Kick channel after this stream. Is that not like insane to anyone else?
Oh, I've been posting your Kick link.
.com/YMS. Oh,
yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you. Well, if people are going to join, I'm going to be playing some Beat Saber.
This does feel like flamenco right now. Holy fuck.
Sure.
So I'm saying he's still leaving to this day.
Why did I always think it was KIK? I always thought it was KIK.
Why? Why did you think that?
I think you're because I think that was a chat application.
Maybe.
That's a
but
different thing.
But for some reason, I just thought Kick was KIK. Maybe, maybe it was the app, but that's just something yeah. See, that's pretty reasonable misconception.
All right, peace. I'm gonna
okay, bye. Goodbye, toodaloo.
Goodbye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye, bye.
Kick YSL.
Roy.
Flickchart is asking what's better, Dumb and Dumber or Mrs. Doubtfire?
Ooh. Whoa, that's interesting.
Dude, they're ready to go away now. Dude, that fucking killed me. Go away now.
It's been a very long time, so I can't.
Gun to my head. I'm gonna go with Mrs. Doubtfire, but I feel like it's close.
Yeah, I don't know which one I'm gonna go for. I think I'll go with Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's so funny. There's one more thing from this video that I do want to showcase in this VOD. It's open bar. Yeah. Dude, watch this.
Okay, I'm sorry. So are you
at 8 hours and 17 minutes in, YMS finds out that MauLer and fucking Critical Drinker have a show together every single week.
On this After Hours channel, you do a show with them every week?
Yep, open bar.
Dude, after 8 hours and 18 minutes, right at the end of the video, he finds out that they are constant collaborators.
Yeah, talk
Open
about
bar. Okay.
It's essentially this week in movies, so to speak.
I held back on criticizing
the guy who's like, you clearly knew that I go to a music festival every single year on this specific day, and you were doing this intentionally to go after me, goes on EFAP and had no idea one of the fucking hosts does a fucking weekly show with fucking Drinker. It is so insane.
Big Trouble in Little China for being in his top 5.
Bro, I'm telling you, this is the moment when he realized his visceral reaction to a friend's little brother being a Drinker fan. This absolutely was what placed it was the first domino.
Probably Nightcrawler and
damn Terminator 2, Big Trouble in Little China, The Menu.
Big Trouble in Little China. I think probably.
Oh, so now they're talking about their movie choices or whatever. I've never seen any of these movies, bro. I've none of them. I've never seen any of these.
The Menu.
The Menu is apparently a horrendous pick. I have no idea why.
I really love that. Probably Nightcrawler and I'm not sure what my last one would be. I'll come back to that one in a minute.
The recent movie, The Menu. I ain't seen that.
That's really good. Really interesting. It's a very good critique of how we understand art.
Are you gonna do?
I can't wait.
My understanding is that's a weird pick coming from him because they would have expected him not to say something so recent. But you haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China? Bro, I haven't seen Parasite. I really don't like Squid Game Season 3, okay?
To watch The Menu.
Have you seen it yet?
I almost watched it before this recording, but...
The funny thing is, Big Trouble in Little China, I clearly had just assumed that it was a Chinese film. And I feel like a complete retard right now. I just started, and that's not even Chinese. I was just naming Asian things that I've seen. That's actually so fucking funny.
I would have thought
I just started naming Asian things.
like it. Honestly, are you sort of you're not expecting it to be very good?
Yeah, dude, Big Little China. Yeah, dude, that's just like Parasite, right? I just started naming Asian things.
We'll see.
Okay.
I can't wait to see that.
All right, I'm done. That was the stream. Thank you guys for coming out. I guess we're gonna do the part 2 segment going over the fallout of this and YMS's issue. Yeah, this is gonna be the next one.
And so going through the comments in that that EFAP stream thing,
I wonder what happened that made him go so mad. So anyways, I went through every YouTube comment. Okay, so that's gonna be at least one segment on our next stream for sure.